Turn the dial and turn up the thrill. We are not in the same league. We are rewriting the rules. Here on Today 95.1 FM.
Want to know what's happening? Get latest information in sports, politics, lifestyle, you name it. The frequency of choice. Today 95.1 FM. Today 95.1 FM. We serve you the latest update on everything. Today 95.1 FM. We are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Tune in for a journey beyond the ordinary.
Fasten your seatbelts.
We are not just a station, we are the station. Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Maybe home is somebody's smile when they look at you for the first time. Maybe home is being a home to something you love and adore with all your heart, and that is what life, friendship, and love are all about. Maybe home is listening to all of your favorite shows on Today 95.1 FM. We create memories. We inspire comfort. We are the voice of the people, and we are home away from home.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
This is what we've waited for. The showdown. The fastest men in the world.
Hearts racing.
One light, two lights. They're backing off and backing.
Pulse rising.
Who will come out on top? Who'll take 3 lights, 4 lights. He's ready to be the star.
The anticipation.
Powerful, strong, compact. Time, Tyson Gay right hold all the way. He's looking around.
The heart stops. Catch the sports game on Sports Attack Mondays through Fridays 6:30 a.m. and Today's Sport Live 3 to 4 p.m. and also on the weekends 1 to 6 p.m. Only on your premium sports radio. Today 95.1 FM.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. For the best of sports, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hello, my name is Kanu Wampo, aka Papilo. For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
within that team and many other juicy things to actually discuss in the world of European football. Like I did mention, you're listening to the voice of Henry Ogugo here with you to drive you through proceedings for the first 3 hours of this marathon edition. But I am never alone in the studio to do all the talking. I've got the guys here with me. Let me start off by introducing Chikasin. Chikasin, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Henry. Good afternoon, Port Harcourt people. Good afternoon, sport lovers. Thank you for having me on this one.
It's great having you here, Chikasin. We are glad to have you here as well. And there's another man here in the studio, so articulate, and I mean, one of the best at what he does is no other person than. I said you are one of the best at what you do. Oh, you know one time, back on that time back.
No. Wait till we go do it. Just do small transaction. just put up for my opening.
No. I don't give you waiting that I give you.
Just put up for my opening.
Now waiting that I give you, I don't give you. Like
engineer, put it in my opening, please.
Why?
Good afternoon to you, Henry. Good afternoon to Chickens in the studio. It's a hot Saturday afternoon, and I do hope. Anybody that is receiving it in the FA Cup final receives it hot. I don't think I'm even supporting it. I have this gut feeling that Chelsea will do something though. A lot of people think I'm a hater of Chelsea, but I'm not. I just say how I feel it should be. I said they were probably going to lose against Leeds United. They did not lose. But then you look at their Premier League form, it's a bit worrisome. And then you face a Manchester City side who are no strangers to Wembley, first of all. Pep is almost like he has a covenant with Wembley.
But Pep has lost his last 2 FA Cup finals, if memory serves me right. United and Crystal Palace.
Still, against a Chelsea side, you'd always still favour them. And in his press conference yesterday, 19 titles in 10 years. Make that 20 if they win today, so that you're averaging 2 trophies per year. That's a crazy stat. You have 4 trophies available in a season, and you win at least 2 trophies per year. It's crazy. So, yes, he loses a few finals here and then, back-to-back against United, obviously. But this is their 4th consecutive FA Cup final, my brother. They won the season they won the treble in 2022-2023. They beat United. United came back for their fair share of revenge. Crystal Palace did that fairy tale run last season, and now against the Chelsea team, who Chelsea fans will always tell you, oh, you know, we are this in finals, we are that in finals. Let's see what they have in store today. And I'm really excited to see that game. Hopefully, it's a beating for any of them. I wish. Have you seen that placard? I hope both teams lose. I hope both teams lose.
Okay, well, we went to see how that happens. We went to see how that happens. Maybe the referee gets to win. I don't know how that happens, but
if the ref gets to be the one of the
maybe we need a mathematical theory to actually prove if that's possible at the end of the day.
If both teams can lose,
yes.
I wish.
Well, we also have another person here with us in the studio, and that is Victor Israel. Victor, good afternoon. Welcome. It looks like Liverpool will be playing Champions League football next season by the looks of things, because if Bournemouth beats City on Tuesday and Liverpool just unsurprisingly lose to Brentford.
Is that not what you want?
Unsurprisingly lose to Brentford.
Is that not what you want?
I know what you're talking about. On the last day of the season, and Bournemouth wins on the last day, and possibly Brighton, Liverpool could end up going to the Conference League. Well, let's just say Europa League at least. But I mean, it doesn't look like Slot is going anywhere.
See, there's this famous song. They say on the last day, only true believers. At this point, only true believers of Liverpool are the ones supporting that team, because I don't know where Slot is taking this team to. Because I'm one of that person that believes that set piece alone shouldn't be the way forward to scoring goals. But yesterday, I saw something and I was like, this is not Liverpool, because they had... See, this is not
Liverpool, right?
You know, seriously, yesterday, they just had to rely on Virgil van Dijk via set piece situations to get goals. And this points out that this Liverpool, I think at this point now, Liverpool are relying on luck for next season, because there is no hope, there is no plan that this worrisome form will not take on till next season. Now they are pointing out the fact that injuries came in, new players not finding their feet early, death of a player and all that. But what happens next season? And a slot came out to say that you know what a transfer window can do, the change a transfer window can do.
We'll talk about all of that.
So I believe all these things are excuses. What if all these things are put in place and the results still don't come? Because I believe we've seen a Jurgen Klopp use a youth team to win a star-studded Chelsea squad without all these things. So I just feel now they are relying on luck, because I don't know where, from what you just calculated now, I don't see Liverpool making it to the Champions League, because if Bournemouth gets to, let's say Bournemouth loses to Manchester City, what is the guarantee that they won't win their last game? And if they win their last game, okay, let's just assume.
I think if Bournemouth loses, it will be. I think Liverpool will be safe if Bournemouth actually loses. Just go ahead. I'll confirm the EPL table.
The thing there is, it's not a case of Bournemouth losing a game. It's a case of, can Liverpool beat Brentford at Anfield in the last game? Because we all know.
If Bournemouth loses to Man City, Liverpool are guaranteed the Champions League place.
Now, see, I know City are chasing a bigger title there. Chasing the English Premier League, they stand a chance of winning that game, but you should also look at the fact that Bournemouth can actually spring up surprise.
About 16 games unbeaten.
Right? They can come up with surprise. We've seen lots of very good players there, Ryan and all that. So I feel Liverpool on their own, they're not ready for next season, because you can get in the players if Slot is still the manager and he doesn't do things quickly, he doesn't start working and making the results seen on the pitch. Because right from game week 2, he was always talking about the defensive frailties, but this is game week 37, and
it's still there.
He's still mentioning it, that he's been hired to curb these kind of mistakes, but at this point he hasn't done it. How do you take from game week 2 to game week 37? You still haven't gotten everything right. We've seen this season he has played different formations: 4-2-2-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. The mistakes keeps coming. I know there is a need for a defensive midfielder, but when we know Liverpool for the intensity. Believe me, Henry, yesterday, if you had your eyes on that game, there was no intensity. At some point, it was as if I
was watching the game.
The referee was even sprinting more than the players. How? At this point, let me just calm down. I believe that just as you said, we have a lot to talk about, and being the should I say the European football part, believe me, you don't want to miss it. This is the part where every Nigerian wants to listen. We know we're not talking about Nigerian football, but this is the part we don't want to miss, because there is a title race between Arsenal, Manchester City. There is a title race somewhere also in the NPFL, so you don't want to miss it. So sit tight, let's enjoy the show together.
Well, Liverpool have lost 19 games this season, the most they have done in a single season in the 21st century. At 20, I beg your pardon, 20. The most they've done in the 21st century. The worst runs they've had under Roy Hodgson, that was before he was sacked, and Sir Kenny Dalglish took over. That was 09-10, and there was also a small matter of 14-15 under Brendan Rodgers and slightly under Jurgen Klopp also at the end of the day. But I mean, a lot of people will say, yeah, he has lost the faith like those two men did, and they were booted out. But somehow Slot still has the faith of the board and the management. Still the same FSG. We'll wait and see how this unfolds or how this plays out. Manchester United fans, Michael Carrick has been confirmed as the permanent manager of that club. The man is given, or will be given, a 2-year contract plus an extra year. Reports coming out over there from Old Trafford. We'll get to talk about all that on the show this afternoon. We do have the feedback platforms for you to be a part of the show. For the SMS and WhatsApp portal, the number is 0701 933 9962, 0701 933 9962. While for the phone line, the number is 0810 951 0951, 0810 951 0951. Well, we also have the social media platforms for you to watch us. On YouTube, we are live at Today951FM, at Today95 on 951 FM. On Facebook, we are at Today95.1 FM, at Today95.1 FM. And on Instagram, we are at Today FM 951, at Today FM 951. Same for our Twitter handle at Today FM 951, and you can also listen to us live. That's audio via our website www.todayfmlive.com. So just click listen live, and you can either via the homepage or from the menu list. You can listen to us live via our website www.todayfmlive.com, and you can also connect to us via the TuneIn and Radio Garden apps. Just search for Today 95.1 FM, Today 95.1 FM, and you get to listen to us live via the TuneIn and Radio Garden apps. Yes, over there in Scotland, Celtic and Hearts in the title decider. Well, it's 1-1 apiece. Hearts took the lead through a corner, but Celtic just on stroke of halftime equalized from the penalty spot. Hearts just needs to avoid defeat today, and they are league champions, breaking the hegemony of Rangers and Celtic since 1984. Yes, 1984 was the last time anybody did it in Scotland. Aberdeen, Sir Alex Ferguson. Can Hearts do it?
I'll be supporting them, right?
Yes, definitely.
My Scottish accent. It's so very
definitely
funny.
Be supporting them, right?
I'll be supporting them, right? But it's interesting because, I mean, you mentioned it's been decades when last somebody, and we all want to be on the right side of history, isn't it? We were there when Leicester City did the unthinkable. 1,000 to 1 was it, the odds for them to win the Premier League. And they did it. And Hearts, I'm really rooting for them. Them conceding that penalty just before halftime made it, because if they got into the second half with that cushion, it seems it was going to be. And it was Kelechi that cost all of
Yes, welcome back to the show. This is your Today Sports Live on your premium talk news and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM. And yeah, let's start off from one team or one side. I know some attempted, or some Liverpool fans attempted for us to talk about Liverpool from last night, but let's start off with good news. It's not good to start the show on a bad note with bad news. But Manchester United, Michael Carrick, well, the man has been given a 2-year contract with option of an extra year to 2029. Yeah, a 2-year contract with option of an extra year for Michael Carrick in the dugout of Manchester United. Some have questioned it. Some did question whether he was the right fit, with Roy Keane actually saying, do you think Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola will be scared during the summer when they're on their yachts holidaying with their family if they hear Manchester United have appointed Michael Carrick? Well, they didn't have to be on their yachts. They're still in the training grounds. They're still at the Etihad campus and the Hill End and co. And they've already seen the appointment. Michael Carrick is going to be Manchester United manager next season. Something you are laughing.
No. Why I was laughing was because you said something where Keane asked if they were going to be scared. So,
let's start from that. Are they going to be scared by this appointment?
No.
But United are on a roll under this man.
Yes. It's the new manager bounce. We know that. It's the new manager bounce. Allow them to have their fun this period. Fine. He ended the season well. I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but it's nothing for Pep and Arteta to be scared. United are not title contenders anytime soon.
But don't you think he can make them title contenders next season? It's a decent squad. Early. It's a nice squad.
United contended for the title under Eric Ten Hag. As poor as Ten Hag's reign ended, they were in the running for the title under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's not about contending. What makes them scared is if you can be effective winners. It's not about contending. Contending. We know you definitely fall off at some point in the season. That's why everybody, you can see the normal banter for a lot of people is like, Arsenal will contend, but they will fall off. The elephant will eventually fall off the tree. Man United, in this case, are almost elephants. I don't want to talk about the Cowboys.
So Arsenal are no longer the elephants.
No, Arsenal are no longer elephants.
And you're moving down to the Cowboys.
No. See, I don't want to talk about the Cowboys yet. But right now, I don't think two managers of that caliber, like Pep and Arteta, will be scared of Carrick. There's no way. He has done well. Don't get me wrong. I think he has the most points. Okay, City have the most points since he took over. I think he's just one shy.
Yeah.
Then Arsenal have 30. I think he has 33 and City have 35 or so. But yes, fine. We know how United are when it comes to the new managerial bounce thing. Under, what's his name? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It was evident. Even Carrick, the time he took over after Ole left, he led them to some victories that season. Eric Ten Hag came in, won titles his first season. United in December. They beat Manchester City. Rashford scored and United for the title. We saw how that ended. Even Mourinho said finishing second with Manchester United was the best achievement of his career. I don't think a lot of people understand that statement. They finished second. Maybe. They do now, yeah. Maybe now the ownership has changed. So, but then this is where it gets interesting. I was telling us yesterday, I wanted to see the statement when United releases it. I want to see whether it's head coach or manager. Because the hierarchy thing was what made Amorim fall off at United. The complaints, and up to a level, it got to his neck. That kind of Nigerian thing where But
do you think they'll actually want to give the man the reins to actually be in the forefront of making such decisions? Because he doesn't have a track record.
He doesn't. But yet, still, even if you are giving him that tag of head coach, right? Some head coaches, even with the Cowboys, first of all, they don't get C for anything transfer.
Please, the Cowboys are Chelsea. Let's be specific. Okay. Use Chelsea.
Okay, thank you. The Stafford Bridge.
Champions League.
That's their nicknames now. That was what they said. They are the London Cowboys now. I'm only saying their nicknames. So the Stafford Bridge Cowboys, when they had their Stafford Bridge Cowboys. When they had their coaches, Maresca, Pochettino had a little bit of influence. Yeah. Maresca, I feel like he didn't even have any. Let's not kid ourselves. He didn't have any influence. Rosenio came in. Let's not even talk about it because he didn't even have a proper transfer window to talk about it. But Chelsea don't necessarily give that leverage. And for United, they should not make the same mistake as they did with Amorim, where I want this one, you get me this one. Amorim had full knowledge of whatever was going on. They were saying he was going to work as a team with the rest of the guys. Omar Berrada, who was the CEO, Ashworth left at some point. But it was known that he was going to have a little bit of say. But they were having too many disparities. They were having too many clashes. Okay, this one is better. And at some point, he came out and cried out all of his feelings. With Carrick, you have clearly seen that a lot of the players under Amorim that were so unsettled have now made a difference. So you should now know that, okay, if he can get a lot of these players from points of no return to getting back into the team, Kobe Mino might be going to the World Cup. Luke Shaw all of a sudden is playing well. I mean, Aiden Heaven looks a different player totally. Casemiro, United fans are begging him to stay back. So if all of these players could get this overturn midnight, why can't this manager have a say when it comes to deciding the affairs of which players can leave and which players can come into the club? I think it's too early still. He might not get that leverage. I think they will totally... Carrick might be in the dark when it comes to signings. He might have knowledge, okay, we are bringing this player, but he doesn't have a say in it. And that's where the worry comes for me. Because he has proven that, okay, he can... And I told us, look at the United previous set of players. How many of them are even successful coaches? This looks like the only standout one. When you talk about all of these other teams, maybe you look at Man City, for instance, Vincent Kompany is doing really well at Bayern. You can still see that some of their other players, Gundogan would definitely work on coaching badges. Some of the other players seem like good fits in future. Now, you look at Arsene Wenger's products too. Fabregas has pointed out Wenger's influence in as much as he also pointed out Conte's influence. Look at Mikel Arteta, look at Jack Wilshere. Look at even Mertesacker, who was handling the academy. Look at a lot of these other players. Thierry Henry, I think, won silver at the Olympics. So look at the products of United now. Compare it to who you feel all of them are busy doing pundit work. Nobody can take the reins. Now this looks like the only manager apart from Ole who understands the club, understands how Man United should function, understands the DNA of the club. I think he should have a say when it comes to transfers. This is just my only problem with it. If he has agreed that contract, one of the things he should specify while sorting out the details of that contract, by the way, he's already agreed according to reports, but I hope he did specify that one of the things while sorting out the details of that contract was 50%, 70%, good and fine. Let's just work together with regards to transfers. They need a midfield overhaul. I don't know if they will sign any players going forward in the attack, because they already did last summer 3 different attackers. Because the fact that they might sell some means they might buy. But in the midfield is where the problem lies. Will it be Elliot Anderson, who it seems it's more of Man City than Manchester United? Will it be Adam Wharton? Will it be Sandro Tonali? So a lot of these decisions requires every hand on board. It's not the one where Amorim wants this and they're saying, no, this has to function. It's not the one where this one wants this and this has to function. Everybody has to be all hands on deck. It's good for Michael Carrick. It's good that the fact he has, gotten the full-time job, because when you looked out towards which other manager was really going to... Enrique doesn't leave PSG, in my opinion. Which other manager are you looking at? Nagelsmann is still with Germany. Iraola and the rest. Don't make the mistakes of going outside again. Work with what you have. He has shown the prospect. He has shown he can be a good manager. At Middlesbrough, he was very close to leading them to the Premier League.
The former Ajax winger can also do the job.
Who's that?
Finny the Judge. It's an Ajax legend now, come on.
Where?
Do the job for United.
The other United, we never win the league yet. The other United, we are hanging by a thread in the title race. But it's good for Carrick. It's good that he has, gotten the contract final. I'm happy for him. Coaching the club of his dreams, and he shows that at least, other than the rest who talk. The Scholes and Neville and Roy Keane and Schmeichel, who they keep talking, they can never show it by leading the team forward. Now he has taken the mantle of helping this United team. He's gotten them back into the Champions League. Now, the season takes a whole different turn. How they adapt to the Champions League, how they adapt to playing 3 games a week is totally different right now. So it's good for him. I have nothing but best wishes, and I think he's going to do a very good job. But the only thing I pointed out that is my worry is, transfers and all of these things. That's the only worry I have, and I just hope he gets on the good side of the United hierarchy, and everybody just works in tandem so that United can continue to be that force that they were once before.
Okay, well, Hearts player Gail Bigamine, the Burundian, did fall to the floor as senior man Kells was trying to make something happen with the ball for Celtic over there in Scotland at Celtic Park. Still 1-1 between Celtic and Hearts. And Victor, let me come over to you. Those doubts about...
You wanna what?
Huh?
You wanna what? I'm just asking.
Soto, I'm not having the discussion with you. Soto, I'm not having discussion with you. Let me come over to you, Victor, now. And these doubts, this uncertainty surrounding Michael Carrick's potential stay in United as the permanent manager. Some are asking the question. Somto did mention it. Can he walk with Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, knowing that he might not be the one, or probably will not be the one in charge of transfers, or he might not have a say in transfers? Then there's also the talk of, let's look at another factor whereby the scenario changes next season. You're not resting literally every week. You won't have what he had against Leeds United after the international break. You wait 1 month before you play. They still lost that game, no doubt, but you won't have that next season. United will be in 4 competitions. It's guaranteed. The league, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. Now, depending on how far they go in these 2 competitions, because trust me, United fans don't want to go out in the first round like they did this season. Yeah. So definitely, Carrick wants to make an impression. Then you now have to look at the fact that that squad isn't deep enough. There's still a lot of loopholes in that team, and they feel the games will be coming thick and fast. So it makes it much more difficult for Carrick to actually cope. When you look at tactics, fatigue, player rotation, will this actually be a true test of if the man is good enough or capable enough? And do you think these are the reasons why United fans are also, or a lot of neutrals are also sharing their doubts as regards Carrick being on the job? Although some will say he's doing it, so that means he's capable.
I feel the factors are so many because when you look at Carrick, just as Somto said, Carrick is doing a good job, but that doesn't mean he's the savior when it comes to next season, because the task this season was quite different from will be different from next season, because he came in just to salvage let's say a Champions League berth, and he got it. So for next season, I think the man, first of all, will be seen as a head coach, because you look at the CV of the man, he doesn't have any big name job when it comes to managing. We've seen managers that have won the league, maybe outside England. We've seen Amorim come in still as a head coach. We've seen Ole. We've also seen Eric Ten Hag, but I think this is the man next to, when it comes to the pedigree, the aura he brings. He just reminds us of Sir Alex Ferguson. I think they have something similar. The control, the Manchester United style. That is how Michael Carrick plays. But where these factors will come into play is next season, when they don't have that. When, just like this season, they didn't have much to think about. The likes of Brian Mbeumo, they only had eyes on English Premier League games. They were fully rested, and you could see that the energy, when you look at what Arsenal is doing this season, playing lots of games is draining the energy and all that. So, but United have that advantage. They stay back and all that. So when you look at next season, when they will be playing on 4 fronts, I think this is where the real test comes in. And this is where I feel Michael Carrick might just give them something below something above the average. Let's just say he gives them that next season. Maybe he gives them that standby performance where they can be seen in the first 7 when it comes to the league. But to take them to become title contenders, no, I don't see that happening, because I think that is punching way above what the man can give currently. But it's football. We stand to be corrected because nobody gave Arne Slot a run for what he did in his first season. So we can also come out here as pundits to tell you that Michael Carrick might not do it, might not punch to the level of fighting for the title. Then he comes out to do it. But when you look at the the privileges or the right to pick out the kind of players he wants. I feel he might just be a minority when it comes to those kind of decisions. He might just reel out the quality of players he wants, what he wants that player to have, and maybe the board goes ahead to maybe get those players. Then when it comes to letting certain players leave, I feel it to be down to the board, because the board might decide that this particular player is surplus to requirements, but maybe Michael Carrick likes the player and we want to keep the player. But we know as a head coach, there are certain limits you have. The likes of Arne Slot, the likes of Liam Rosenio and all that. These are just head coaches that only work with the transfer team. These are head coaches that work with the board. The board tells you this is the kind of players he wants. I can recall Brendan Rodgers asking for a number 9, and the board said they wanted a Roberto Firmino. He said he wanted Christian Benteke. So they gave him what he wanted and still got what they wanted. So I see the coming of Slot was already announced by his should I say his forerunner, Brendan Rodgers. So but for head coaches, there are limits to certain things they can do, to certain decisions they can take, and I feel that is one of the things that might be limiting Michael Carrick, because the man, sometimes it's good to work with what you want, not the tools that are being provided for you. So, but for Manchester United, it's a good news. Michael Carrick staying, because he has merited it. He did something that if Ruben Amorim was still there in the helm of affairs, the man wouldn't have gotten to that level. Manchester United will still be maybe somewhere around 8th to 9th position. But next season will be tough, because just as United are looking forward to playing in the Champions League and putting out a statement for the fact that the last time they won the league, lots of amenities were not there. The last time United won the English Premier League, there were certain things that, let's say, that was 2012. Lots of things. 2013. And just as some people would say that last time they went to the Champions League, it was still group stage. There were away goal rule and all that. So they want to.
There wasn't a certain social media this thing people are using these days.
So
I know you want to banter.
No. You see, it's just a friendly reminder that going to the Champions League will take a big toll on them. United, if they don't have a big squad, if they don't have the squad depth, then there will be problem. You look at the wing positions. They had Mbeumo, they had Amad Diallo. Next season, I think they will be looking at having utility player that can actually cover maybe the right wing and the left wing. Then you look at the outgoing players, the likes of Casemiro. These are players that might be leaving. How do you replace them? Somto talked about Hayden and all that. There are certain players that will be leaving United because they don't make the cuts. The likes of Hayden might pick form, might do one or two things this season, but when you want to fight on all fronts next season, are this set of players the ones you can call on to say yes, they can stand their grounds and get United the silverware next season? And I feel United will need to go to the market. Benjamin Sesko has really proven that yes, he can, if being supplied the balls and all that, he can maybe stake a claim for one of the to become one of the top strikers in the Premier League. We've seen lots of top strikers come into the Premier League, and I think he made a name for himself because lots of people did not give him that credit when he came in. A striker that had below 15 goals in the Bundesliga. So, but for next season, let's just give United. Let's see the first half of the season, how they cope. Remember the last time they were in the Champions League, they left the group stage that had the likes of Galatasaray, Copenhagen, and Bayern. So they want to do something above that. I feel United, even if they want to show themselves in the cup games, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, they will be looking at it that if Arsenal wins the Premier League this season, then they are the top guns that when you're talking about teams that have won the league recently, they are the only ones that cannot boast of winning the league recently. So,
See, you need to put that banter where say it. We will now start asking the question: who was the last big team to win the Premier League?
Calm down. It's too early to banter. It's too early.
Okay, because Arsenal have not won it.
No. I don't have any problem with Arsenal winning the league. I'm only saying that when Arsenal wins the league, United will be looking at it next season that we need to win the league because things like this will be drawn out.
Do you think they can win the league next season with the squad? Yes, improvements will be made, but can they win the league next season with this squad and with Carrick at the helm of affair?
If Leicester won the league with the squad they had, then
everybody was bad that season.
For you to be good, for you to win the league, teams need to be bad. And the Slots won the league because Pep Guardiola was bad. The Manchester City team were very bad that season.
Sorry, excuse me. Come again. You said for teams to win the league, others need to be bad, right?
No, for teams to win the league.
Yes.
For a team to win the league, other teams need to be bad.
Okay.
Yes.
But you sat there 2 weeks ago and you laid aspersions on Arsenal for winning a league when everybody's bad.
No.
Why are your standards double?
No, Osas, this is not a case of standards being double. For you to win the league, imagine Manchester City being in 5-star performance, Arsenal being in 5-star performance, Chelsea. Who wins the league?
Okay.
So other teams need to play badly.
Okay, but when it's Arsenal's turn?
No, it's the same thing I'm saying. This season, the defending champions are playing badly. Because for the defending champions to spend about 400 million in a transfer window, you expect them to defend their title.
Is Manchester City playing badly?
This season?
Yes.
They play badly.
Summarize. They are playing badly and they are in 2 finals. They've got their coach contesting for the coach of the season. They've got about 2 or 3 players contesting. They've got a player in the young player of the season. And you say they are playing badly.
No, you don't.
You should give us now their credit for keeping Manchester City calm and quiet.
Osas, you don't get it. When I mean playing badly, I don't mean having a run of bad form. When I mean playing badly, when 2 teams play a game, just as we have our eyes on the Hearts and Celtic game, at this point it's a draw. Now, when the other team punches way higher, you get to see a winner because the other one plays badly. Like, I don't know if you understand. It's not like you are that poor. Like this Liverpool we are seeing now, that's poor.
Okay.
So, but you look at Manchester City, they started the season not like this.
Okay.
The first half of the season, we know what happened. Bournemouth at some point were second position.
Okay.
We had Liverpool at some point second position. So City woke up when they woke up.
Okay.
And this is not, if City had started the way Arsenal started, then would have had.
Okay, now let me just.
No.
See, Arsenal never.
Arsenal started very well.
Arsenal
was second for long. Until match day 8.
Is that not a good start?
That's a good start.
Is that not a good start? Wait, no. The only game you guys lost, or the only game Arsenal lost, was the 1-0 to Liverpool, and they only drew 1 game. Before that, Liverpool won 5 games in a row, and after Liverpool dropped, Arsenal took over after match day 6 or 7.
I think for me,
we didn't have the best. When you talk about proper stats, City had.
If out of 8 games, City didn't even have a good start. Let's not forget that.
No, City didn't have a good start.
If out of 8, if out of 8 games, literally 8-9 games. Let's leave 5 games. If out of 8-9 games or 9 games, you've won 7. Drawn 1 and lost 1 on your top of the Premier League table. Is that not a good start?
That's a good start.
So,
literally, it's first start.
You're on top of the table. 7 victories, 1 draw and 1 loss.
After that, there has to be 2 draws and 1 loss.
So to see you
no. So you're telling me that's not a good start.
Calm down.
Everything you're saying now. I think I don't have. See, it doesn't change the price of petroleum products in the market right now. But what I have as an issue with you is, on the final day, if Arsenal gets to win this league, are you going to give Mikel Arteta and the boys their flowers?
We're talking about Man United. Let's forget about Arsenal.
Let me say something now. For Arsenal, irrespective of the fact that maybe they don't win the league, Arsenal play very well this season.
Thank you very much.
Kudos to the guys. Mikel Arteta has been doing a good job, because even if he fails to win a silverware this season, he has shown that Arsenal can actually dream, because getting to the Champions League final is not something you just achieve out of the blue. We've seen Premier League teams get to the Champions League final with a run of bad form in the league, but Arsenal managed it even topping the Premier League. Chelsea in 2012 went to the final with a run of bad form when it comes to the league. Liverpool in 2005, the Miracle of Istanbul, they were very poor when it comes to the league. But we've seen Arsenal manage it. They even got to the Carabao Cup final where they lost. But you've seen that he has maintained that level of performance when it comes to all the competitions. So whether they don't win the league this season, Mikel Arteta, when we're talking about the manager of the season, for me, I would say he's the manager of the season. Because I know set pieces and all that, but the defensive strength.
This guy went to church yesterday. I'm sure of that. This guy went to church. This is the first time I'm seeing you tell the truth. This guy went to church.
The defensive strength of Arsenal has been the backbone of this team, because they said attack wins you games, but the defense wins you titles. Because there are times when you get just one chance and you win the game. We saw it against West Ham. West Ham had their chance. Mateo Fernandes wasted it, but Arsenal had their own and they won. And if they win the league, that is the peak of the moment. That is what won them the league.
Okay, and we're talking about Manchester United, but the guys just had to drag us all the way to Arsenal. But Chikasin, to you finally, before we leave Manchester United and Michael Carrick, do you think Carrick got this job because of a lack of options?
No, I don't think Michael
Carrick. Repeat your answer again.
No, for me that's a factor. I mean, if Enrique was available, if they were top, let me know if they were top class managers.
Maybe Slot was available.
To me, if there were some top class managers available, I doubt if Carrick might have gotten the job.
No, but I don't think he got the job out of option, because definitely Manchester.
No, he did well.
Yeah,
I'm just saying if there were better options.
Maybe Zidane was free.
If Zidane was open to
Carrick was I say Carrick. Enrique was available.
Was open to contract.
Even has a flick.
If some of these managers were Allegri, or if some of these guys, Carlo Ancelotti said, okay, I'm interested in it. But it seems like all of these coaches are not really focused on the Premier League anymore. I don't know why. A lot of these coaches are not really looking at the Premier League. On the other hand, it seems like maybe they haven't run out of the United job. But I think that is a major factor too. But he did well, though. And I think the results he got ultimately launched him. But I think if there were better options,
okay, let's keep the options aside.
So that's
your own opinion. Okay,
you can have your own.
Well, for me, he did well, so he deserves the job. Like I said before, that he has gotten the player styles. He knows them more better than any other coaches coming into the team, and also the kind of stats that the players are keeping up to. I know that next season is going to be very, very difficult because of the foreruns of the Premier League, the other competitions, and also if he's going to have a stand in there. Like, he already has a stand in Champions League. So I think he has done great for Manchester United. And I also think what the management did by giving him a 2 years contract is actually a good one. Because for a coach like him, you can't just give him like 5 years contract or 6 years contract. You just have to start with 2 years. Then let's see how far he goes. If maybe he can extend the contract further. But I just think that Michael Carrick deserves the job, because he knows the team better.
Okay. Do you think Carrick does deserve the job? Do you think Manchester United could have done better? Do you think he's going to get it, or he got it as a result of the lack of quality options or coaching options? And do you think the man will be a success or a failure next season? 0701-933-9962, 0701-933-9962. That's for the SMS and WhatsApp portal line. You can send your thoughts there. And for the phone line, the number is 0810-951-0951, 0810-951-0951. That is for the phone line, and it is open for you to call in and air your thoughts. Definitely, you can call in and air your thoughts on Michael Carrick becoming the new Manchester United manager on a permanent basis. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. Name and location.
Calling from Adjust.
Come again with your name, please.
For me, Carrick will do excellent well next season.
Okay.
Let's see how it unfolds. And secondly, what did Ibenia and Motherwell play?
Ibenia and Motherwell will confirm that for you. Thank you so much. Okay. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Name and location.
Yes, I am Obed and I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, Obed, please go ahead.
Now, let me start with the one that concerns my own club, Manchester United.
Yeah.
I think I strongly disagree with lots of the pundits right there that Gary got this job because of lack of options. I don't think that that's the primary reason why he got this option. They say give honor to whoever honor is due. And this is the man that was brought into this club to replace the bad form of the club occasioned by Ruben Amorim's side. You know what Ruben Amorim got into the team. But you can see what this man did in just about 15 matches. He had done so greatly. So this is the right man. He's the most rightful person to secure the job. So he merited it. It's not all about lack of options. And for the club to give him just because he's, for now, I would say he's a mediocre coach right now. So for giving him 2 years contract, I think that will tell him, Big Garrick, that hey, if you don't do it within the limited time, there is every tendency that you will be relieved of that job. So it's a good one. And I think come next season, Manchester United will not struggle. Just as one of you had rightly said, Manchester United will do better. We will not struggle come next season because Michael Garrick knows these players very well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. For the person that asked for the scoreline between Motherwell and Hibernian, Motherwell are leading by a goal to nothing. Let's head back to the phone lines. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Name and location.
Come
again with your name, please. Didn't get
My name
that.
is Osas.
Okay, Osas from Rumodemaya. Please go ahead.
Rumodemaya.
Yeah.
All right. Regarding to, I'm not a Manchester United fan. I'm a national fan to the core. But the fact is that I think that is because when he came into the team, he used the tools that he had. He was able to stabilize the team. Their goal at the middle of the season changed. And what was the goal of Manchester United? Qualifying for the Champions League. Qualifying because a team like Manchester United is supposed to be playing in top Europa competition like Champions League. But it was unfortunately they dropped out. So they needed a coach who will bring them, even if they are not going to win, but at least they should get to the Champions League, then they can take it up from there. So he was able to stabilize the team. If you remember, Ruben Amorim was not using some of the players like Kobe Mino. Kobe Mino was one of the most talented midfielders we have present in England, but he was underused. But you see how Khalid came and I also made a young man to sign a contract extension. And look at what he did, working with Casemiro, learning one or two things to make sure. And at the end of the day, they got what they want. So and another thing is that another person cannot just come and eat from what he or she does not labor for. He labored for it and deserve it. So giving him a contract is a good thing at this point. And besides too, he was able to make use of the available players he has. Now him being in key decisions to decide the next players that will be signed, because I know there will be many competition next season, is what we don't know. But I believe it will be part of the decision making in signing players for next season. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Asas, for your thoughts there. Do well to keep the calls coming in. The phone line is open, 0810-951-0951, 0810-951-0951. I want to confirm something ahead because I'm seeing right now, because if it's true, then I don't know what to make of the 2026 World Cup. And if a team I'm tipping to actually be the favourites, will actually go as far as I expect them to. Hello, caller, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Name and location.
My name is Ugbona. I'm calling from Echie.
Okay, Ugbona, please go ahead.
First, I'm a Chelsea fan.
Okay.
To me, Manchester United giving a 2 years contract to Michael Carrick, I don't buy the idea. Watch now. How many competition is Manchester United playing? It's only one. Being Premiership, and they are doing well. By next season, they'll be involved with more than one competition. Believe me that the style that Michael Carrick is playing now cannot fit in. So check for instance what happened to Liverpool last season when the former coach did very well. They hand over to this present coach now, and he played last season and win the trophy. So they would see him as the best coach. What is happening this season now? Please, they should just could take their time and search somebody that will fit for that position. It's not Michael Carrick. Believe me, if they use Michael Carrick next season, Manchester United will not sit top 4 next season. Thank you very much.
Okay. If I was a prophet, I would have said amen. Or God forbid, but I'm not a prophet, so I cannot tell. 0810-9510-951. 0810-9510-951. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is James calling from Port Harcourt.
Please, can you speak up? I'm struggling to hear you.
This is James calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, please go ahead with your thoughts.
Man United is a club of the more you look, the less you see. Signing Carrick is not a better coach for Manchester United in the sense that he has no track record and he doesn't have the resources to give Man U a place in the Champions League or even making an attempt to carry the league next season. Unless he can be given the resources he needs. But based on Man United board, I don't think they will go far more than this level they have gone in this season, coming next season. Carrick is not the man for them.
Thank you so much for your thoughts. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, please go ahead.
Let me put this Carrick. I think the confirmed, or if you are confirmed.
He has been confirmed. He has been confirmed.
He has been confirmed as a substantive coach, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Getting the job is the by looking at the sport and the loyalties with the club. The guy has done well, and this is not the first time you will be interim. And haven't come at the time when the club was going down, and try all his best and at least him restore glory. He deserves it. But, looking at his profile and the problem now you have been battling with does not protect the quality to take it to where they should be. So I don't have that confidence that he will do something unnecessary. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your thoughts. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, name and location, please.
Yeah, good afternoon, man.
Yeah, good afternoon.
My name is Chris.
Okay, Chris, where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, great.
I'm a Manchester United fan.
Okay, Chris, please turn down the volume of your radio set. I can hear some holdback, a little holdback there.
Okay.
Okay, please go ahead.
I hope it's okay now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, fine. Please, I just want to react to one of your analysts there, please. I have forgotten his name. The way he's analyzing Manchester United as if he has coaching before. Michael Carrick deserves the Manchester United job because he did well with what we have on ground. He was able to use it and qualify us to top 4. You understand? And somebody is telling me that Michael Carrick is not good enough to coach Manchester United. How? And he was mentioning Arteta. Guardiola will be afraid. Who will be Arteta?
He's about to win the league, Chris. And please,
but he has not won
Chris,
it.
Chris, it's his own opinion. You can have yours. No, everyone is free to have their own opinion.
I understand that. It's not that I'm quarreling. I know. So what I'm saying is that Arteta is nobody before he took over Arsenal. And if Arteta were to be in Manchester United or Chelsea, I believe by now Arteta would have forgotten in Arsenal that he has coached Arsenal before or any club because they have given him enough time. You understand? So somebody cannot just come and be telling me that Arteta will not be afraid. Arteta is a ready coach. We all know that. He's a ready coach because he has not proven himself to me because he has not won any tangible trophy. You understand? Let him win Premier League first before we start comparing him with other coaches. As simple as that. And win Champions League. Michael Carrick has beaten Arteta hands down this season. Beat all the top six. We beat them. Carrick beat all of them hands down. So why is people telling me that Michael Carrick is not the man for the job? Yeah? Now, wow. Don't allow this man to at least to finish next season first. No, we'll see before judging him first. You understand? You can't just judge somebody. So that Michael Carrick has not even taken over a full season. We are judging him like this. You understand? I was expecting your analyst to even maybe say that by next season Manchester United should try and find more quality players that will help the coach. You understand? Not Michael Carrick is not good enough. You understand? So to me, Carrick deserves the job 100%, and he is going to do well. He's going to do well. As simple as that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chris, for your thoughts. Well, will this be the same by December next season or halfway through season? Before I come to you, let's hear from this caller. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Clement from Other Judge.
Okay,
Good
Clement,
afternoon.
please go ahead.
Yes, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I have been listening, so I actually want to contribute.
Go ahead.
First of all, let me start by saying that before Pep took over Barcelona's job, Pep was a nobody. In fact, Pep has no record. Before Arteta took over Arsenal, Arteta was a nobody and he has no record. We can go on. In fact, the Bayern Munich coach, what was his name again?
Vincent Kompany, yeah.
Vincent had already relegated a club before he was invited. Therefore, he was a nobody. So when somebody is calling to say what does Michael Carrick have, what record does he have, I think that person does not follow football at all. And this pattern of it is the person's opinion. See, if I greet you good night by this time of the hour, or I greet you good evening, how will you feel? How will you look at me? As in, how will you check me if I want to greet you good evening? Maybe I'm even close to a psychiatric hospital. Won't you advise to go and see a doctor?
Is the person's opinion, and I think the contexts are actually different. You're asking somebody what he or she thinks about a certain matter. It's not about somebody looking at when it's facts. You can't argue that facts are facts. The sky is bright, and the time is saying 9:37 a.m. and you greet me good night. I will take your non-normal, definitely. Definitely.
Exactly.
No, but
you are putting on white, and I say this your black is beautiful.
But this is basically asking someone, what do you think about Carrick getting the job? There are people with doubts out there. You can't rule that out. Certain people have doubts. Even you, as you're saying, Pep Guardiola, Vincent Kompany, these are exceptional cases. Let's be realistic.
Before they took over, just like Michael Carrick
let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. These are exceptional cases. I stood here in this studio literally as the only person backing Kompany to succeed at Bayern Munich. I remember the back and forth for a long time. Yes, now maybe I'm vindicated a bit, but those doubts should have been there or could have been there because that was a big step up, or this is a big step up for Michael Carrick.
Okay. So now that he has been confirmed, can we now say, okay, how can he succeed? Because as an Arsenal fan, I want to see more challenges, not just Man City challenging Arsenal. Because for over 3 seasons, maybe 4 seasons, it has been Man City Arsenal. And I don't like it. I want challenges. Look at Chelsea that won the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Chelsea that won the Club World Cup. What is there? What does they even look like a Club World Cup champion? Do they even look like it? No challenge at all in the season. They are just there. Only Arsenal, Man City.
This is just
so
one.
Let's know if somebody is coming up and they give us a run in the season.
Well, this is just one season. Last season, Liverpool actually won the league out of the blue.
Yeah, no. More even count last season.
But it happened. You said let's not count last season, but it happened.
Last season is like Leicester winning the league.
It's not like Leicester winning the league because Liverpool are a champion, are a Premier League winning side.
The same way Leicester City.
It is not about.
in the last 10 years,
It's not
they are
about.
a
It's
Champions
not. It's
League
not.
side
It's
too.
not. It's not about the same way Leicester. Liverpool had Mohamed Salah. They still had Luis Diaz. People that knew how to win trophies in that squad. There was a certain Darwin Núñez. There's a certain Virgil van Dijk. So you can't call it a Leicester winning the league. Even if Liverpool wakes up tomorrow and wins the league, I don't think anybody. Even if people will be surprised, people won't be so shocked because it's a team that knows how to win titles.
Why didn't they repeat the same thing this season?
We will get to talk about it definitely, but it's just like saying, okay, last season Arsenal were appalling, were poor. The previous season they missed out by a point. Why didn't they repeat that last season?
Okay. 3 seasons before Liverpool won the league, where did Arsenal finish? Where did Man City finish? Can't Liverpool repeat the same thing? That is, you just come once and you take over. No, now let them repeat it now. In fact, I can even tell you.
Can you guarantee Arsenal will repeat winning the league next season?
Next season, hey. See, I will call to remind you. Clement is my name, and I'm an Arsenal fan.
Clement. All of us there.
We will not win the league. It will be the competition next season. I want Man U to come up.
No, but Clement, I'm asking, can you guarantee Arsenal will win the league next season?
I can tell you that Arsenal will compete. We will not finish below second. Finishing below second is competing.
Clement, that's not what I said. I said, can you guarantee Arsenal will win the league next season? Because you're saying Liverpool should have won the league based on what you're saying.
Tell me my top two. My top two is 1, Arsenal. 2, Man City. That's my top 2. And that is the competition.
Well, Clement, it's the English Premier League. Crazier things happen, or crazy things do tend to happen. Let's get to hear from other callers. Great to have you on the show this afternoon. Okay, Clement, thank you so much for your thoughts. Do well to keep the calls coming in as we are set to talk about Arne Slot and his Liverpool side. But a lot of you still want to talk about Carrick being the new United manager. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Thank you. I can call back.
Your name again, please.
I am Obed. I called originally.
Okay, yeah, Obed. I remember. Please go ahead.
Now, let me quickly cut the position of the other caller, one Arsenal caller that consoled himself by saying that it had been Man City Arsenal that he wants to see real contention in the league. And I'm here to tell him that it's not true. That's just what Arsenal fans are using to encourage themselves. How can you come to tell me that all over the years it has been Arsenal, Man City, whereas last season Liverpool won the league. The past 2 years it was Manchester City, and Arsenal had been languishing in the second spot. So please, that's not a good one. There has been a serious contention. Now, if right now when the league was not all that before, come next season when the Carrick will come on board and other club sides try to come up to see that they win the league, and Arsenal will come to secure that position. Are you telling me that they can come to secure the second spot? It will be possible come next season for them. Let them continue to fight it at that mediocrity level. No problem. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Ubed. Well, Clement said it was all about Arsenal and Man City. Within that period, Arsenal never won the league and Liverpool won the league. Well, was it only Man City and Arsenal at the end of the day? Clement, I'm not trying to banter or anything, but I'm just stating fact. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Name and location.
It's Aboki Pikin.
Okay, Aboki Pikin, please go ahead.
See, in football, nobody is perfect unless they give you the opportunity to know the kind of coach you are. If you calculate the one way in gather, the point we gather for Manchester United before Amory, calculate the two. You will not say the guy don't bring at least 30%. You understand? So if they go fit give him that contract and they give him money, make him sign the players so he wants, I think will do well. You understand? And secondly, if they call like this, if they banter people like this, I will say it's his own opinion. No, football is all about bantering. You understand? Let me banter the person that says such, so that we will enjoy the banter. You understand? That is football all about. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Aboki Pikin, for your thoughts. Well, it's been fun and
Okay, very quickly, just to clarify that thought. Nobody said Carrick is not good. I sat here and pointed, oh my goodness.
And Celtic are about to be crowned Scottish
My goodness.
Premiership champions.
This is quite painful. Because I'd love to see Hearts win it. I'd love to see a different team.
Celtic owns the Scottish League. See, I told you here that the only thing Hearts can get from this game is that one goal they've gotten. Because Celtic will always look for a way to win. This is a league that I think the surname of the Scottish League is Celtic.
But you have to say some questionable decisions.
The goal from where we are sitting here, it looks like an offside. But look at it now. The man is ahead. He's ahead.
Doesn't Daisy Maeda look offside? I don't know. Daisy Maeda looks offside.
It looks offside from our angle.
He's offside.
But the goal has been given.
Daisy Maeda looks well offside.
Have they chalked off that rule of a part of your body being...
No, it hasn't been chalked off yet.
So if they have semi-automated offside technology, that should be an offside in my eye. I don't... Anyways, maybe they have explanations for their own rules in their league. But to clarify...
Sorry, not Maeda, Kyogo, Rio Hatate, sorry.
To clarify, nobody said Carrick is not good. We put out a statistic here, and I said only Man City have accumulated more points than Michael Carrick during his time at United since he took over. And the gap between Carrick's United and City is not more than 3 points. I think City have 35, United have 34, 33 or so, but Arsenal coming third with 30. So Carrick has done a good job. That is the first thing to be pointed out. Nobody said Carrick is not good. Carrick has done a good job, and I gave him his flowers. Now, the only worry, which I said, was would United, and which is what they've been pointing out, if to look at solutions for Carrick to do well. And one of the solutions that I hope they don't fumble on is, I pointed it out rightfully and said, I hope Carrick has a say, because I said I'm waiting for the official statement from United. I want to see whether it's going to be a tag of head coach or manager. And I said I expect the head coach tag. Not because Carrick has not done a good job, but I expect the head coach tag because he came in as an interim manager, and then he has not proved himself to a point where he's going to get the freedom. Vincent Kompany has already proved himself to a point at Bayern where he now gets... See, in fact, Kompany's freedom self in a way is restricted because you don't have the CEO there at Bayern, Dresden. You don't have some of those key stakeholders at Bayern and expect that your own thoughts will be very weighty. But now he has proved himself because he has led them to what has been an incredible season in Germany, led them to the Champions League semi-finals. So now he can now start having a say. Mikel Arteta came in as first-team head coach at Arsenal, was promoted to manager under 6 months because of some inside influence, which I cannot even tell you here because I'm not at London Coney. I'm not at the Emirates to know what he did. But reports came out and said, listen, Arteta's overall influence showed, which is very evident because that team under 3 years started contending for the Premier League title. So nobody said Carrick is not good. Nobody said Carrick does not deserve it. Carrick did well with United, led them to third in the Premier League from 7th when Amorim was sacked. The problem is, I hope that the United hierarchy, led by Omar Berrada, Jim Ratcliffe and the rest, even Dan Ashworth had hierarchical problems before he left United's role as the sporting director. So I hope those problems that Amorim complained of will not be existing, so that Carrick can at least have a say in transfers, have a say in how he wants. Should I tell you one of the things that spoiled Ole's project? The fact that Cristiano Ronaldo came to Manchester United. Let's be plain. One of the things that spoiled Ole, Ronaldo is the best product from the Premier League. You can put him alongside Thierry Henry, Mo Salah. But we are very well aware that Ronaldo coming to that team somewhat upset the balance of the team. It was just like when they asked Pep if he was going to sign Messi when Messi left Barcelona. He said, no, we've signed Grealish. And we've signed Grealish. Next season, they won the treble. So whether we accept it or not, one of the things that sort of put a little dent on Ole's project was the arrival of Ronaldo. Now, I hope the United hierarchy will be able to carry Carrick along when it comes to signing players. That is the fundamental problem with Chelsea. That's the fundamental problem with this head coach tag and some of these ownerships at these clubs. The fact that managers want something and they don't actually get the working tools to their taste. Now, in conclusion, the final point was, if there were better options in the market, Henry or Google, if Luis Enrique is available and Michael Carrick does what he has done at Manchester United, would you take Michael Carrick or would you take Luis Enrique? The answer is going to be stark clear. Now, it's just going to be a little bit unfair to Carrick, who you will now say, oh, has done very well, but then he did not get the job. But what was the agreement? On gentleman terms, you are the interim manager. We did not tell you to come here and that we are going to assure you of a full-time job. You came on an interim basis. If we see a basis and we weigh and compare and contrast at the end of the season, if I'm the owner of the club and I weigh and compare and contrast and say, okay, listen, in the best interest of the club, I feel like I want to continue in a different direction and a different trajectory. Good and fine. But you cannot tell me there are certain managers available and United fans will say, just for what Carrick has. We've gone past this stage where you impress in your interim role and then you now feel like that is a yardstick too. The players know it's interim. So the players are free to express themselves knowing that, oh, there might be a new manager coming in next season. But this current United player said they're happy with Carrick. You can see them in their interviews and everything. They said they're happy with him. And that also even fostered all of these things. But you cannot tell me that interim players who are in a club know that there's an interim manager. You will step up your game. You want to play football. It's unlike when a lot of those players don't want to play for the manager. We've seen it happen this season. Some of these United players, they were divisions. Mino is not happy at the club. Shaw is not happy at the club. Amorim does not expect that team to function at 100%. At Chelsea, the Chelsea players were obviously not playing for Liam Rossinier. So the players can gang up and sack you. It is known. It's not be today something. Now, for Michael Carrick, the players were happy with him. But these players will play well. These players will function very well because it's an interim basis. There is nothing assured. He's not the manager that has a contract for 2 years. They will function well. Now, the problem is, if there were other options, which was the question, if there were other options available, if there were some top-tier coaches available, Hansi Flick, you talk about Luis Enrique, would you pick Carrick ahead of some of these other top-tier managers? Let's be real. Let's be 100. The answer is no. And again, no manager starts big. No human being starts big. Every single person, let's leave the talk of no manager. Every single person started small. It's just your career trajectory that sets you on height. Every single person starts small. Jose Mourinho started as an assistant. Guardiola started from Barcelona B. Arteta was an assistant manager. Hansi Flick who started in the lower ranks. Thomas Tuchel started from Mainz. Jurgen Klopp started from the same Mainz. So no manager starts big. Every manager starts small. So the yardstick of where was this person before he became a top tier manager? Everybody starts small. But how you grow on the job is what now separates you from the rest. So let's leave the school of thought that, where was Arteta before he took over? Everybody starts small. Nobody immediately comes and they've given birth to him and said, since your childbirth or since you are playing from the academy, you'll become the Manchester United manager in 2040 something. No, it doesn't work like that. Sir Alex Ferguson started from Aberdeen. So everybody starts small. But the main thing, which are the three main points I'll put out here and say, Carrick, for starters, I hope the board are going to give him that freedom. He deserves the job. He deserves it. But if there were better options, I think United might have looked at other top tier options if they were available. Not to say that if those options now are not available, that Carrick doesn't deserve it. He deserves it. So if United have said they want to settle with the Carrick option, good and fine, because he did well, and since he came in, he has been second in the total number of points accumulated in the Premier League. So everything works out for it.
Okay, well, that's it as regards Manchester United and Michael Carrick. And let's head over to Merseyside, to Anfield to be precise, to talk about Liverpool as their disastrous title defense hit a new low last night as they were thumped by Champions League bound Aston Villa. Yes, Aston Villa did secure their Champions League place as Celtic are about to seal the title here, and it's all done. Celtic are champions of Scotland. They are champions of Scotland. As I'll say it, as sad as I am to actually say it, I wanted Hearts to win. I wanted Hearts
on the last day of the season.
On the last day, or literally the last day. Hearts were on top. They were on top.
Hey, my heart! Watching Hearts now, my heart is doing somehow.
Well, let's head back to Anfield and Liverpool. Well, It was a Ollie Watkins and Morgan Rogers masterclass last night, but the slump continues for Arne Slot and his Liverpool side. First off, let me start off with you, Victor. How will you describe this season for Liverpool? Just in a few words, or if you, in one word, if you can.
Catastrophe. Because see, the word to describe Liverpool this season, when you watch the game, there's no word to use, because you just see them falling like a pack of cards. They don't know how to defend anymore. They don't know how to create chances anymore. In fact, they don't know how to do anything anymore. This is not sorry to say, this is not the team that Jurgen Klopp left. This is not the team that we saw winning the league last season. And it's safe to say that Arne Slot sold us dreams, and we felt winning the league in your first season means that you could become you could become maybe the new Sir Alex Ferguson, getting to colonize the league and all that. But so many people will talk about the fact that new players came in, but just as I was telling Ovie yesterday when we were at home, I pointed out that, see, these new players, some of them can boldly say that yes, they've done well this season. If you take out their contributions this season, then Liverpool should be somewhere around the 11th position, because the goals of Hugo Ekitike helped them come up. When you look at what Milos Kerkez has done too, he might not be that Robertson, a prime Robertson, but he has started well. He might not be giving it week in, week out, but he has put in a good show. Then you look at Frimpong. I think for Frimpong, I can't really tell, because the man gets injured today and plays the next game, gets injured again and all that. Then you look at Mamadashvili. I fear for the future of Liverpool when you talk about the man between the sticks.
Yeah.
Because it's as if whatever you throw at him gets past him. He started from the preseason. I watched most of the preseason games. When they change the entire 11, when he comes in, be it in the second half, he always has that tendency of conceding a goal. He's big for a goalkeeper. He's that tall. You expect his hands to... we watch Donnarumma. You expect his hands to get to the end. He's supposed to be getting those stops and all that.
But do you think it's actually him, or it's just is a factor of the team actually just being bad and it has exposed him a lot?
The truth is...
Could you blame him for any of those goals yesterday?
Yeah, at some point, yes. Because...
which one?
See,
the Rogers goal was a fantastic coiler. You won't want to blame him for that.
No.
Which other goal will you want?
I want to look at...
Was it the second goal? It was a deflection of Konate.
The goal from McGinn. I feel he would have done better.
But I think that or is it that Liverpool fans are just looking for who to blame, and
no.
Or people are just looking for who to blame one person instead of looking at the team holistically and saying that they've been bad.
See, the factors behind Liverpool's fall this season are so many. You just need to you can't point out all of them, but you need to point out the notable ones. The team entirely hasn't been playing very well. You look at what they've been putting out is very, very shambolic. You look at certain players getting the blame for what the team put out. I think the other day so many fans were coming out to say that Virgil van Dijk is past his prime, he can't defend anymore. But I tell you that Virgil van Dijk is doing a very good job at his age, 34 years, and he's still putting in this kind of performances. For the goalkeeper, we've seen Alisson when Alisson is there. We've seen Alisson.
I get you correctly when you said Virgil van Dijk's performances have been okay this season.
For a 34-year-old defender, his performances have been okay.
Do you see Ramos? Do you see Ramos at this age? At his age, Van Dijk has been horrible
this season.
Yes, he's not been good this season.
I feel we are pointing out Van Dijk is up there when it comes to Liverpool player of the season.
Virgil van Dijk.
Yes. For the nominees, he's there.
For Virgil van Dijk has not been good this season. I will not buy into that school of thought. I'm sorry.
No, we are not talking about.
He has 8 goals and 3 assists.
We are not talking about the. We are not talking about the goals. See, defensively, I want.
Is it only Van Dijk, or it's more of Konate making the win?
No.
Is it a combo of them, or is it a combo of the fact that you look at okay, I wanted to come to you as regards this question Sonto when Victor was done, but let's look at it. Is it you're asking yourself what has actually gone wrong with this team? A title-winning midfield doesn't know how to press again.
Yeah.
You sold or you took out Luis Diaz from the attack. Darwin Nunez left. Jota died, sadly. But there's still Mo Salah there. There's still Cody Gakpo there. You brought in a Hugo Ekitike. And you brought in Alexander Isak. And the Florian Wirtz came in for huge amounts of money. And Liverpool doesn't look like they know what they're doing up front.
Remember when I told you something about Ronaldo's arrival upsetting the balance?
Yeah.
Isak's arrival was not needed. You signed Hugo Ekitike, stick with him.
But
you needed a left winger more than another striker.
But Isak hasn't been fit all season.
He hasn't even been fit. That's the number one problem.
So Liverpool have actually been
somebody for that amount of money that is rarely fit.
But Liverpool has been playing or has played most of the season without this man, and the issues continued. Okay, at a point, at a point, it felt like Salah was the cause. But Salah has been shifted away from goal this season by slots than he has played in his previous 8-9 years at Liverpool. Then, before the AFCON, after the Leeds United game, what happened? The interview. Salah was dropped for 3 games, went to the African Cup of Nations, and nothing changed.
Now,
so everybody has forgotten, okay, it's no longer a Salah problem. Kekes has been poor. Frimpong, poor. Gone on Van Dijk. Konate looks like he has forgotten how to play football.
Yeah.
Same could also be said for Virgil van Dijk. You look at the midfield. Barry Zoboslai has covered himself in glory all season long. Every other person should cover themselves in shame. So how did it just go all so wrong? Is it about the transfers, or is it that Slot doesn't know what he's doing, or maybe trying to revert to his own style? Because some people are of the opinion that he literally won the league with a Jurgen Klopp team. He's not getting it right, and he looks lost.
I'm going to be very detailed on what I feel are the factors of Liverpool's problems. Starters. No, it's the reverse one that's going to show it. Yeah, Henry is the reverse here. For starters, let me first tell you that it's a combination of plenty things. I talked about the arrival of Isak upsetting the balance. You signed. Let's holistically look at their frontline signings and the departures. Darwin Nunez left.
Yeah.
Diogo Jota is deceased.
Yeah.
Luis Diaz left. Now, how do you replace accordingly? Was there a like-for-like replacement for Luis Diaz? No. Was there a like-for-like replacement for Darwin Nunez? You talk about Ekitike. Like-for-like replacements for Diogo Jota? No.
Isak and Jota are not like
they are not alike.
But okay, that's the case. But
now,
go on.
Look at Man City. When City sell and a lot of people are wondering, City spend a lot of. City spend smartly. Yes, City spend for what they want to get. But when City need a profile, they get according to that profile they want.
But is it not based on because Pep knows what he wants?
Exactly.
So are you saying Slot does not know what he wants?
When I were talking about the problems of Liverpool earlier, weeks ago, I pointed out transfers. The transfers have not been spot on. Now, Isak, Ekitike, I said you signed Ekitike, focus on another player. Focus on another profile for your front line. These are two similar profiles, Ekitike and Isak. Do you want to play them together?
At the point, they were talking about Slot wanting to play two men up front.
2 men up front. Now, where do you now play Salah? Okay, good and fine. Salah has finally said he's leaving this season. The Gakpo that you're shoving down our throats, where do you now play him? Now, for all of these things, I felt like there was no proper... Again, Isak coming in for that amount of money. A lot of teams were looking at Isak. But when Newcastle told them their price, see, these guys' track record when it comes to fitness is not good value for money for this transfer. It's not. This guy is rarely fit. How many strikers these days, first of all, do you even see going for that amount of money? And if that striker cannot assure you at least 30 games in that season, how much did City sign Erling Haaland? How much did Bayern get Harry Kane? Barcelona got Lewandowski on the free. Yes, he's leaving already, but they got him on the free. So, if for a striker, is that good. A Premier League striker. He has played in the league. He did well. The previous season, he played a good amount of games, scored a good number of goals, but that was even the first time that Alexander Isak's fitness got up that notch. So when you have those doubts, they just saw that, there was the opening for Isak. He's pushing for the move away. We can capitalize on this. And Newcastle just tells you, what, 150 million pounds? Was it?
About 140.
125 million. And you just push out that kind of cash for Isak that cannot guarantee you 30 to 35 games in the league alone. Not even Champions League or any other thing. That was a massive flop for me. Focus on replacing Luis Diaz. In fact, I don't think there's any winger in the league that has the profile of Luis Diaz. Focus on replacing Luis Diaz. That should have been the first task at hand, because Diaz's departure was all of a sudden. It was just like Mane's own. It just came out of the blue. He wants to leave. He's done. He feels he wants a new challenge. Focus on replacing Luis Diaz. You signed Ekitike, who he now shows that. Do you know the reason they signed Isak? They thought Ekitike would not perform immediately. Now he has performed immediately. So it now seems like the Isak signing, which I believe at the time, you don't just go into windows and splash the cash. Arsenal pulled out of the Isak deal. Pulled out of the Šeško deal. Why? Because they felt like that money could go to other parts of the squad. They signed the striker for less that amount. And with that money, they were now able to even sign Ebere Chieze. And you can now see that times where Odegaard was not fit, times where Havertz was not fit, Eze came into the side. That is how you spend smartly. You don't just...
But Liverpool are known for spending smartly.
That is why this season it looked like a total disarray of what we know Liverpool
do you think it's about more of Liverpool or more of maybe what Klopp was saying he wanted?
Now, it's a function of all of them there. What's his name?
Richard Hughes, Mike Edwards.
You reckon that Klopp even had issues
with Michael Edwards?
With this same transfer policy at Liverpool. He just didn't do too much, but his own was he would get the job done on the field, fine. But there were problems with Liverpool's recruitment. Now, the quality of coach covered that up. But obviously, Slot is not the same quality as Klopp. Now, which now leads me to my next point. I've pointed out transfers. And by the way, in the transfers, Kekes seems like it was going to be a good signing because United were going for him. Everybody was going for Kekes, let's be honest. I thought Frimpong would walk out.
You might want to say, barring the fact that he has not given you the outputs that Andrew Robertson did give going forward. You can say he has improved defensively as the season went on, and he's actually giving a steady, maybe not up to the levels where Robertson were up there. But you talked about transfers. I know you're about to talk about something else, like that's what affected the forward line. But what excuse can you make for the defense and the midfield? Because that midfield is the midfield that won the league last season.
The thing is, I was going to intertwine my next point with the midfield and the defense, which will also rub off on transfers. But spending on the defense, Alexander-Arnold is practically irreplaceable.
You can't have another right back.
You cannot have another right back that is like Alexander-Arnold. Yeah. So just like Klopp, you have to work with what you have. You can't have another right back like the profile of Arnold. It's not possible. Now for Kekes, coming into that side, Kekes has not proved himself in good light. I mean, look at the way Senesi is playing at Bournemouth. That's the way Kekes was playing at Bournemouth. Like he was that rated. But now you change the environment, change the team, it's bound to happen. You can have players who would need at least a season. So that's why when it comes to transfers, I want to say, okay, let me give some of these players the grace of this season and say, for one season, maybe they are trying to get used to the club. Good and fine. Frimpong's transfer, you rarely see transfers from Germany working out in the Premier League, apart from Erling Haaland. You can call the names Chris Nkunku or Timo Werner or Xavi Simons. Call a lot of players from Bundesliga that has come to the Premier League. You know
Gravenberch has worked, hasn't he?
Gravenberch came from the Netherlands now.
No, he came from
Bayern. Oh, okay. Now
Gravenberch came from Germany.
But Henry, you mention
Konate
more names.
Came from Germany.
You mention, no matter how you want to put it, you mention more names from Germany that has flopped than names from Germany that has done well in the league. They need time. Szoboszlai you're talking about, he did not immediately get acclimatized to the league almost immediately. He did not.
Yeah, it took him about a season.
Gravenberch, the same thing.
In his first season, he was dropped regularly by Klopp.
Exactly. So, for me, like I said, fine, let's keep this one season. And same goes for Florian Wirtz. Don't even think I've forgotten the gentleman. Same goes for him. Let's give them. But for me, like I said, one of the mistakes that was made, the front line, you totally destabilized your front line. Like, there was no proper squad planning in that front line. Now, you go back into the midfield. the same players. It's more of the same players, apart from Viets. And that now made me question Klopp's style in Liverpool. Was there really that attacking midfielder who plays?
It's all about what Slot wants now.
Exactly. If you are trying to tow, which, like I said, I wanted to enter into the next one before you asked me about transfers. So let me just go there. And a Slot came into the league, and when he was doing well last season, they asked him, it seems like this team is performing like Klopp and all that. He said that's the essence of a sporting director. When you get a coach who fits into the philosophy of the club. You don't just get a coach, like for instance, you get Allegri to come and coach Liverpool. Seems a little bit weird.
Sharp contrast.
Do you understand? So the philosophy or you get Mourinho to come and coach Man City. It's quite, there might be a little difference in ideas. And don't forget, a lot of these sporting directors too have their own philosophy in mind. It has to align. That's why a lot of people are wondering why Beta and Arteta are a match made in heaven. Beta and Simeone worked together for over a decade, so it's not. There's no difference. Pep Guardiola and what's his name, Ferran Soriano.
Yeah, and Tiki
Bergestein. All of them worked in Barcelona before he came. So all of these things need to collide together. Slot said that's the essence of the director, that he's going to get a coach that fits into a similar style. I'm fine. Oh, it's good. But for me this season, it seems like Slot is tweaking things that doesn't need to be tweaked. Like, what's the essence with the too many changes? You can put this thing slow and steady. Now, the only ripple effect of this thing is that, fine, you look at this season and you just watch it and say, this is a learning curve ahead of next season. Let everybody get used to this new transition, and next season we'll forge again. But to me, I think he's changing quite a few things, especially in the midfield. You look at the system in the midfield, something just feels different about how Liverpool are playing this season compared to last season.
Too easy to play through.
They don't press well.
They don't press well again.
Something just look at Oli Watkins before the Aston Villa game. He said Liverpool are playing a high line, but they don't set offside trap. He said he will fancy his chances to score. You're playing a high line, you're not setting offside trap. Like, something just feels totally off about Liverpool, and it's down to the coach. It feels like he's changing some things. And just like Salah said last season, they asked him, you are putting on absurd numbers. Unlike when Klopp was even here, like in one season, having the most goals and assists in the league. This is Thierry Henry levels, world class. And he said, Slots probably gives him more freedom going forward than what Klopp used to do. So whether you like it or not, there are some things that happen in football, in the system of a team, that you can sit here, you say, oh, and Slot, I don't like him. But there are some things that goes down that you might not see some of these little details, but they are doing it. Salah said there is a difference in how he plays under Klopp compared to Slot. But this season, it feels like Slot has now decided to change up a few things. Now, the players.
Maybe change up too much?
Too much. Like, now, even if you change a few things, it will be considered too much because now it is not working. So it just feels like you've upset everything. Now, look at that in relation to the players. Like I said, the function of what Slot wants. Have you really ever seen Jurgen Klopp play with a known creator in the hole, or a known attacking midfielder, or someone who wants to really play? The answer is no, because it was almost like Bobby Firmino was doing that function. And then the three midfielders, Fabinho, Henderson, James Milner, in some cases, Henderson, Thiago, James Milner. There's Oxlade-Chamberlain who came in. There was nothing really specific as a known 10. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was nothing really specific as a known creator in chief. These guys were just, I want to say maybe box to box. Necessary when it is, these guys play centrally. Necessary when it is, Fabinho maintains the anchor role. But I never really saw it means Slot change something in relation to that. Sorry, Victor, you want to say something?
Yes, I think before, when we had Philippe Coutinho in that team, he was the central when he talks of when
that was when the others came in now.
Yes.
That was when the others came
in. He only played about 6 months with Salah, Mane, and Firmino.
Yes.
That was when the others, and Klopp needed to combine all of them, because you can't have Mane, Firmino, Salah, and Coutinho and not play them together. That's so true. He had to find a way to devise his means. Now Slot has tried to find a way to devise his own means, but it is not working, which is what I'm basically saying. It means you've not recruited well. It's the whatever ideas you have in your mind, it has not gone well this season, which has totally destabilized. And the thing is that it rubs off on players. When the players see your ideas, is not reaping good rewards, is fruitless, and you decide to continue sticking with it, and they will lose faith in you. And it's showing. I saw the Liverpool press. What was the game before they played against Aston Villa in the league? Against Chelsea. Look at the Liverpool press. Like, what is that? Szoboszlai was busy running up and down like the headless chicken. And who follows suit? It's when you are when you are doing the press before any counter press, before you lead the ball, try to chase the ball. When you are pressing, there's a pressing pattern and a pressing structure. It was almost like the pressing pattern and the structure was Szoboszlai alone when there are 10 other players on the field. How? Like, does Slot not see these things? Don't they rewatch all of these in their training sessions and correct some of these things?
Outrun every time this season,
Which is not the
matches.
Liverpool identity.
Even Chelsea, who had not outrun a team in how many matches,
outran Liverpool. So that is not what those players are. That is not what they know. Now, like I said, it will take some time. Maybe this season they want to use it to get into a different philosophy, different style. But changing a lot of these things is bad. That's why I even said, I talked about somebody with Michael Carrick. I said it's even good that you have a player that knows the DNA of the club, because this is not a Liverpool thing. Liverpool are known for their aggressive pressing when Klopp brought it into the team. That even made doubters turn to believers. Doubters in the sense that who would have thought that Jordan Henderson will be a player of the season in a title-winning campaign? Who would have thought like players like Oxlade-Chamberlain will be leading Liverpool to a Champions League final? Some of these guys that were relatively unknown. Robertson was bought for £8 million.
Sadio Mane, Jorginho
Bobby
Wijnaldum.
Firmino came from Hoffenheim, for crying out loud. Trent Alexander-Arnold was an Agnes. So this is not what Liverpool are known for. If Slot is trying to change what Liverpool are known for, it is not reaping rewards. If it now eventually reap rewards, I like what I said in the Carrick situation, we cannot see the future. So we don't even know what will happen. Who knew that a PSG team who was steamrolling everybody that season will lose the Club World Cup final to Chelsea? So you don't know what happens in the future. It might now reap rewards. But as it stands right now, the basic thing is that players will lose faith in you. They will lose confidence when you are trying to repeat this. What's the definition of stupidity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
And that's why I'm going to come over to you, Victor, now. He said, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting results. Slot said, a lot of fans don't know what a transfer window, a summer transfer window can actually do in the lifespan or in the context of performance. Well, I think a lot of Liverpool fans know and understand that now. But he said they still don't know and understand. And the man said, well, yeah, we scored 2 goals against Villa. It's good. It's been good. The man has been finding or looking for excuses every time there's a bad result. And they've been 20 this season already. No. I know it sounds funny the way I put it, but that is the truth. But that is the truth. That is the simple truth. And there's the talk of the board backing him going into next season. Now, do you think that talk of a transfer window could change things in the positive direction according to Slot? It's going to happen? Or do you think the club and the board have to let the man go now?
I think it's very, very simple. See, you need to make hay while the sun shine, because when you look at Liverpool this season, I think Pep Linders came out to write a book on everything that is happening in Liverpool, and the title of that book was Intensity. Believe me, if you so many fans prior to the coming of Jurgen Klopp, so many fans during the 2011, 2012 understood what Roy Hodgson took our eyes to see. So when Jurgen Klopp came in,
the man has joined Roy Hodgson and Brendan Rodgers as coaches that have been booed.
No, see, I think the person with the most losses in a season was Rafa Benitez, 19. And the slots, he has broken lots of records this season.
20.
And he has gotten 20. There are lots of records he has broken, negative records. But when you look at what Jurgen Klopp brought into this Liverpool, they may have won just one league title, one Champions League in that period. But there was that belief, Sumto rightly said it, he turned them from doubters to believers. There was that belief that even if they are losing a 2-leg tie, 3-0 against Barcelona, they believe that they could turn the results around. That is, you see the players wanting to fight for him. Was it the FA Cup final against Chelsea? You could see the players he used in that game the Carabao Cup, the players he used against a midfield that had Conor Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez, and Moises Caicedo, you could see the young boys he used. They all had that belief that they could still get the results. That's what they needed to do, was just put in the fight. But now you see a star-studded squad, a squad that with Florian Wirtz and Isak, you've amassed about 200 million. You see them not wanting to run. Nobody wants to run anymore. You see, his first season, we had Gravenberch come in and win Young Player of the Season from a defensive midfield position. Believe me, Jurgen Klopp saw, he bought that player. He saw him that season, but instead he used an Alexis McAllister as a defensive midfielder. Now, the loopholes were not much because you had this Liverpool midfield. They were workaholics. There were times when fans would come out to say that the midfield does not create, because you had Jordan Henderson, you had James Milner, you had Gini Wijnaldum. There was a time also you had Fabinho, and you just felt this Liverpool midfield cannot create. But nobody cared a lot about the creation because they had the high-flying fullbacks that were ready to bomb forward and get the creation duties done. But one thing you knew was that if this Liverpool team scores, if they get to score you, it will be difficult for you to score them back because the midfield were workaholics. You see them running from the beginning of the game till the end of the game. Now, most of them were beyond 28, 29. You had a 32-year-old Jordan Henderson winning a Player of the Season. You had a Gini Wijnaldum that was, I think he was 31 or 32. There were times he goes to the Netherlands national team. He scores goals, but when it comes to Liverpool, you see him doing more of ball retention and playing as a defensive midfielder. So people will ask, where does this coming from? So, but it shows you that the philosophy of coaches are different. Under Ronald Koeman in the Dutch national team, he was a goal scorer. In Newcastle, he was a goal scorer. But coming to Liverpool, Klopp made him understand that you need to play as more as a box-to-box. Don't care more about the goals. Work hard off the ball. Now, you look at slots. Last season, so many players came out to say that they like what the man is bringing. Salah was one of them. He talked about the fact that they have a good relationship and they were working together. And all of a sudden, last season, there were times it was as if he was harnessing the club's quality and mixing it up a little with his own. There were times we were looking at Liverpool last season. You could say that during Klopp, when they score one, they tend to go for more. But under Slot, when they score one, they tend to keep it simple at the back and not to concede goals. And it was working last season. They were the two-leg tie against Manchester City. They won the game 2-0 in the first leg, 2-0 in the second leg, and they were just sitting back. There were times when City had the entire possession, but they got the results. Now this season, right from the preseason, see, for local football, if you want no season we go spoil, now from preseason you know. I don't know if maybe most of us don't see it that way, but for me, when you want to know a season that will be bad from the preseason, you will know, because most of these players that will play the season will be there in the preseason. You watch Liverpool in preseason, they were conceding goals for fun. It was as if they played the football, not minding what will happen at the back. We will outscore our opponents. And the first 5 games of the league this season, they kept on conceding goals. The first game was against Bournemouth. They conceded 2 goals from they threw away a 2-0 lead and had to come back to win the game 4-2. We got to the second game of the season. I think the second game was against Arsenal. That was the game they kept a clean sheet. They went on to, was it Burnley?
The second one, I think, was it Everton?
No. I think
Arsenal was the 3rd game of the season.
Arsenal was the 3rd game of the season.
I think the second game was against Burnley, where they had a 96 minutes penalty by Salah to win the game. Now, people pointed out the fact that
the Burnley game was after the international break. We'll get the second game. Of the season.
But when you look at Liverpool, this
second was Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Okay,
yes.
Newcastle.
Yes.
The way they considered two goals
With
against a
Newcastle
10-man Newcastle.
Yeah.
Now, the signs were there, but the fact that we started a new season, the fear factor was there, knowing fully well that you're playing against the defending champions. The fear factor was there because one thing with football is that once your opponent loses that fear factor against you, believe me, even Burnley will come at you. Even Stoke City will come at you. Nobody cares. We saw Manchester City last season. They took a 3-0 lead against, was it Feyenoord? I think that was Feyenoord in the Champions League. And that game ended 3-0. Because City lost that fear factor. Now, look at what Arsenal is playing this season. When you want to come up against Arsenal, you already have that fear that if they score, it will be difficult to score them. That fear factor is there. Now, if something happens maybe next season, maybe 2 seasons to come, and Arsenal starts shipping in goals, believe me, no team will be scared again because they know that if this other team could put 3 goals past them, we can do the same. Now, Slots came out during the first 5 games of the season to say that we need to tidy up the back. We are having difficulties and we are conceding irrelevant goals. But it's still a shocking thing to hear him after the 37th game of the season still coming out to say that we were hired to get to tidy up this team and make sure we don't concede silly goals. You are still conceding, I want to use the word useless. You are still conceding useless goals by the 37th game of the season. You look at the defensive midfield, you look at Gravenberch, sometimes the man is just a more like a bystander watching the ball pass. And I feel it's down to the tactics of the coach, down to the philosophy of the coach. Because if Jurgen Klopp uses a McAllister in his defensive midfield and it doesn't show because the other midfielders are workaholics, they are ready to mount pressure, they are ready to mark till the end of the game. But when you look at Slot's game, I think Slot's game just reminds me of how the Eredivisie plays, how the Dutch league plays. They just want to play that possession-based football. Nobody cares about too much marking. We see Ajax during the time of the prime Ajax, we see them hold more of the ball and punish their opponents. But when you look at when teams come at them, you just score them for fun. We have cases where you see 5-3, you see 6-2 in the league. And that is what Liverpool has turned to. Because how do you concede? This is the first time Aston Villa is beating Liverpool in 5.5 years. Conceding 4 goals against Aston Villa of all teams. No disrespect.
They considered 7 before in the past, right?
That was the last loss they had against Aston Villa. 7-2.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I had to listen to the post-match reaction from the 2 coaches. Jurgen Klopp during the 7-2 loss and Slot during the 4-2 loss. Jurgen Klopp came out to say that Aston Villa were fantastic. That Liverpool made several silly mistakes that made them lose that game. Now, what did Slot say yesterday? Slot came out to say that it is not easy to score goals, but it's a good one that we scored 2 at the Villa Park. Is that a coach that has a future, that has the mentality to take this team back to where they are supposed to be? How do you celebrate scoring 2 goals against an Aston Villa side that just conceded 2 goals against a relegated Burnley? Believe me, it's really, really painful. Yesterday we were watching the game. I know you were watching the game. God. It was really
calmer.
See, it's really, really painful. And I know people that are laughing. Feel free to laugh. Osas, I am looking at you, but it's all good.
The people that are laughing are by my left.
The thing is, for me, this season is done and dusted. A long time ago, I never had any hope or any belief in what they can do this season. But my fear is next season. If you are keeping an slot for next season, what are the chances that if this transfer, just as you asked, that a transfer could do the magic? The transfers, maybe getting a defensive midfielder, getting maybe someone like Lamine Camara or Sangare from. No, not Lamine Yama. Maybe getting one of either Sangare or Camara from the Ligue 1, and maybe you get someone of Adam Watson that replaces the the passes that Trent Alexander-Arnold used to give then. I think he's the only one I feel that can maybe inject that kind of passes into this Liverpool team. Then you look at the wingers. Maybe you could just throw the money again to Bundesliga. Take the two wingers from RB Leipzig, maybe Antonio Nusa and Diomande. Maybe get those two wingers. I feel when I look at Antonio Nusa, I feel he's the next thing close to Luis Diaz. That trickery is there. The man is pacey. We know what he does for the Norway national team. Yeah. So if you can get those two players, I know they are also having the eyes on Bradley Barcola. But for me, I feel Barcola is sort of, when we are talking about the intensity of Liverpool, Barcola is a bit lazy when you talk about the kind of the pace at which.
Well, it's not a hidden fact. Even Enrique has complained about the fact that he doesn't press well enough.
So when you look at what we are looking at Liverpool to be, that high press, that intensity, I feel Barcola is not that kind of player they need. Maybe Nusa could do a good job. If you get those two wingers, you have the strikers already. You have Isak and Ekitike. And maybe Gakpo still hangs around too. You could also play him as the striker. But for the left wing, maybe having Nusa and having Rio Ngumoa as the backup there, he gets to learn and become a better player. But what if you get all these things, maybe that three positions, you get these players, and Slot still continues with his philosophy? Then I feel it will be too late. I'm not going to say that maybe Chelsea gets Xabi Alonso and that is that for Liverpool. Because even the Xabi Alonso, believe me, he is not an upgrade on a Slot. Because Slot has played against him twice with two different teams and he is always on the losing side. I'm not going to look at the level of players, because if you say the quality of Bayer Leverkusen, well, how about the quality of Real Madrid? They have the quality, but the man still doesn't get the job done in Real Madrid. So what are the chances that if he comes to Liverpool, he can get the job done? Maybe if you're looking at an upgrade, Luis Enrique is an upgrade when you want to look at managers that are available. But if Slot cannot get it done, United are towing the way of Michael Carrick.
I think the only manager that can probably bring back the feel that Liverpool can be used with should be Inzaghi. Simone Inzaghi. It's just that he plays a three at the back. But I think that's the only manager right now. You can mention maybe Nagelsmann with the intensity and intensity.
What about the Stuttgart coach, Sebastian Hoeneß?
Yeah, you can also put it. What's the Freiburg coach also? His name too has also been mentioned. But still, for Liverpool, you would want, just like we talk about it, you would want a manager who has made. Here's the mistake with Slot. He came in. He's still relatively.
What about Andoni Iraola?
Iraola too. Even Glasner too. At Crystal Palace. These are coaches that you feel can bring back that feel. Glasner has done. See, Glasner's job at Crystal Palace is fantastic. Iraola too. These are managers that can bring back that intensity feel at Liverpool. Thank you, Henry, for those two names. These are two managers that can actually bring back that little bit of identity that is missing at Liverpool. For me, just these few managers, maybe Inzaghi. The problem with Inzaghi is his system. Maybe Inzaghi, Glasner, and Iraola. These are managers that have the same ideologies. Iraola's pressing patterns is exhausting. Glasner too. Some of the works he did at Crystal Palace, a German, the works he did at Crystal Palace, coming there relatively unknown, winning the FA Cup. Austrian, winning the FA Cup. I came from Germany, from Frankfurt. Won the Europa League with Frankfurt. Safe. Came to Crystal Palace, won the FA Cup, won the Community Shield, about to lead them to another European title for them to play in the Europa League. That is phenomenal work, my brother. It's all in the same vein that he lost Michael Olise, lost Ebere Chieze, lost Maguire. Yeah. Jean-Philippe Mateta was acting all abnormal in the January transfer window, but was still able to keep this squad intact to do this. I think these are some of the only managers, if because it looks like Slot is going to stay in Liverpool till retirement calls.
Now, when
But do you think do you think I know when you're done, we actually go to get the starting lineup for the Chelsea and Man City game for the FA Cup final. That game is currently on and it's about 10 minutes on our screens and it's still goalless. But I mean, first off, do you even think the board can change their mind?
Yes,
and get Arne Slot sacked or sack Arne Slot?
Anything is possible in football. We've seen players come out to say we don't want to leave this club, and the following week they get to leave the club. So for Slot coming out to say he will be the manager for next season, we've seen other coaches do it, and they are showing the exit. So I feel the board knows that at this point they will be at the loss because they've spent 400 million last summer. And this summer,
I'm probably going to spend another 400 million.
Yes, because they said they won't spend heavily. They will just replace Salah. And we know that replacing Salah is not something you go to a relegated Burnley to get. You don't go to, if maybe Tottenham goes to relegation, you don't go to Tottenham to get a player from there that can replace Salah. You have to spend something close to 100 million. And replacing Salah, you also have to replace Diaz, just as we said. You also have to get a defensive midfielder. And let's not forget that they've already gotten a centre-back coming in. That's Jeremy Jackie. Now, you're already spending close to 300 million. In 2 summers, you're spending more than 700 million. Now, when you spend this money and Slot comes in with this same football, with these same results, you might not qualify for the Champions League next season. And when you don't qualify for the Champions League, you lose the revenue. You lose certain things. And the board will not want to spend. We know FSG. If you ask any Liverpool fan that what is that common thing about FSG, is the fact that they are stingy. During Klopp's 9 years at Liverpool, they never spent in one summer 100 million. But this is what they are doing currently. It shows you that they want to start spending. And if they start spending, you need to be giving them results. If Slot does not give them results, if they want to stick with him till the end of next season, then they will lose the revenue. They will lose the money they've spent already. Because how many of these players, if you don't play very well, we've seen it happen with Manchester United. United at some point could not get a player. The value could not appreciate. You don't sign a player this season and maybe two months or 3 months later you want to sell him for something higher that value. So if Liverpool does not perform, most of the players they've signed, they cannot even sell them. At this point, can you sell Florian Wirtz for 100 million? The answer will be no. You can't sell Isak at this point for even 90 million because of the form. He's finishing the season with 4 goals for 125 million striker. So if they fail to get in the manager that can start making the results count, they will lose funds. They will lose the backing of the fans. We're already seeing the fans coming out to say they want the man sacked. So if by week 10 of the new season, the man cannot get at least 5 wins, then the fans still, imagine the Liverpool fans start booing at Anfield. We know Anfield to be a fortress for Liverpool against the opponent. Then they turn that fortress against their own players. Imagine them booing their own players in the pitch. You know what that means. So the board will understand that they've lost the backing of the fans. And forget, Liverpool fans are emotional people. They are, most times, Jurgen Klopp, we know he was riding on emotion. Sometimes you look at his style of play, you'll be like, he cannot get this result. But he uses the strength of the 12th man to get his results. And now when you lose the backing of that fans, if now Arsenal gets Anfield, we know what they would have done with it. With that kind of defense, with every tackle you win, the fans back you up. Believe me, you want to even put head where somebody's putting leg. So if the board does not act quickly, Slot continues, except maybe Slot shocks us, because at this point, whatever he does next season, if he starts giving us his title-winning performance, then I will say it is a shocker. Except he shocks us and start getting the results, then the board, if they decide to keep him, they will be the one losing, not just the fans.
Well, talks over extending the contract of the man has stalled since November, and by the looks of things, according to reports, he has been told that there will be no talks until further notice. So maybe the board doesn't believe, but they just don't want to make themselves look like they made a mistake or make it look like they made a mistake. Well, let me head over to Wembley to actually give you the starting lineup of the Chelsea and Manchester City sides. FA Cup final, 40 minutes on the clock. For Chelsea, it's a 3-4-2-1 formation. We have Rob Sanchez in goal. Three-man backlines: Wesley Fofana, Levi Colwill, and Jarrell Hato. The four men in front of them: Malo Gusto from the right, Rhys James and Moises Caicedo down the middle, and we have Marco Cucurella as the left back. Then we do have Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez playing behind Joao Pedro. And for Manchester City, is a 4-4-2 formation. James Trafford is in goal. We have Matheus Nunes at the right back, Abdulkader Kusanov as the centre back, and McGahey partner him also at the centre of defence. Then we have Nico O'Reilly playing from the left. The four men in front of them in the midfield: Jeremy Doku from the left, Rodri and Bernardo Silva down the middle, and Antoine Semenyo from the right. And up front, it is Erling Braut Haaland and Omar Marmoush. 0810-951-0951. 0810-951-0951. Phone line is open for you to call in and give your thoughts on everything we have discussed. Michael Carrick and Manchester United, well, the man has been made the substantive manager of the side. And also Liverpool and a slot. Should the man be sacked? Should the man stay? What does next season actually hold for Liverpool? Chikasin, do you think he will be sacked if they don't qualify for the Champions League? And also, do you think they are making a mistake letting Xabi Alonso go?
Definitely he will be sacked if they don't make it to the Champions League. And I think letting Xabi Alonso go, I don't know if it's a huge mistake for them or for the club, but I just know that they had a reason for that. So all Slot needs is to just get the team together and do his best.
Okay. So all Slot needs to do is get the team together and do his best. Let's head over to the WhatsApp portal. This one says, good afternoon to everyone in the studio. I'm Justice from Emoha. Man City will beat Chelsea by 2-0. It says Man City 2, Chelsea 0. Thank you so much for your thoughts. And this one says Van Dijk is twerker of this. He's Liverpool. That's from LS from Woji. With that,
Van Dijk has actually been doing this for past how many seasons now. We saw, I think that was 2 seasons ago.
See, he knows how to
between
back.
Brighton
He knows how to
and
back.
Liverpool.
He knows how to back up from the tackle.
Just destroyed it, and he was like, he bent over,
Well,
so I think they should bring an award for that, twerker of the season.
There's no award like that, and definitely there will never be an award like that. This one says, good afternoon to you all. I laugh when I hear people hype Arteta. Let's not forget that Arsenal is on top today because other teams are not doing well. Liverpool finished second twice on the clock with 97 points and more. Yet, we talk about Arsenal winning the league with 70-something points. No, actually, they will be winning the league with 80-something points at this rate, about 84 points or thereabouts at this rate. As if they have Arsenal, we talk about Arsenal winning the league with 70-something points, as if they have done what no one has done. Even this struggling Chelsea would have been in the Champions League final with the kind of teams Arsenal played in their knockout stages. Well, you didn't say your name, but your number ends with 0093. Thank you so much for that one. And this one says, please, can you call the number slowly? Sorry, I'm just seeing this now. 0810 9510951. 0810 9510951. That is for the phone line, and you can call in to air your thoughts. And for the SMS and WhatsApp portal, the number is 0701 933 9962. 0701 933-9962. The FA Cup final has been going on. So you've had your eyes on that one. What has been happening there?
It's been City in their own zone. I'm particularly impressed. I looked at the game as at 5 minutes, and I was particularly impressed with what City do. They force their system on you. You don't come to dictate how the game flows for them. I paid attention to that game they played against Crystal Palace and how they were functioning in their system with the three defenders. Now it's Gehi pushes to the far left, Kusanov maintains centrally, Nunes provides deeper options. So that Nunes providing a deeper option is for Semenyo to draw wide to the right as that winger. Jeremy Doku is an inside forward. Nico O'Reilly now plays as a wing back. Rodri and Bernardo Silva do whatever they're doing and in hand. So they've practically forced Chelsea. They've pegged them back. You look at the statistics in the game. City have 72% of the ball. Chelsea have 28% possession, 18 minutes. I'm spotting Sanchez wearing a Peter Cech style of head guard. But then City have had 4 shots at this stage of the game. Chelsea have not had any shots. So it's been all City trying to dictate the process of the game. No clear-cut chances as of yet. Umar Mamouche had one where the ball fell to his path and he tried an improvised finish, but it didn't work out. City also came forward through a Jeremy Doku cross, but still Rich James put his body on the line, headed the ball out before Erling Haaland, who was penalized for a high boot at the end. But it's been all City, and you knew it was going to be all City when I saw the Chelsea team. When I saw the Chelsea team list, I didn't even see the formation. I just know they were going with a 3 at the back because Gusto and Cucurella are the wing backs, Fofana, Colwill and Hato are the 3 centre backs, and then James and Caicedo pairing, Palmer and Enzo behind João Pedro. So it's all City. Chelsea just coming forward now. Nunes a headed clearance out, and Chelsea do have a corner. It's 20 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, Chelsea do have a corner, but we do have to go pay some bills. And when we come back, it is still Today Sports Live on your premium talk news and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When you sprinkle, every meal feels so right. Taste maker. When you stir, the color shines so bright. Taste maker. When you serve, it's pure delight. Taste maker by Terra. The flavor you can feel.
From jollof to stews, from soups to sauce, Tastemaker seasoning powder makes everything taste so good. Sprinkle, stir, serve.
Tastemaker.
But why? No, see, say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal. Not true.
Introducing the Big Bull Holographic Seal Tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull Rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull Rice. Tasty rice nourished you.
Go for gold. Terra Gold Cube, the amazing seasoning cube. So when you're cooking your delicious meals, don't compromise. Go for gold. Go for gold.
Rich, consistent taste for cooking mouth-watering soups, stews, and jollof. Choose wisely. Choose Gold. Terra Gold Seasoning Cube.
1 cube. Endless possibilities. Terra Gold.
How do we make our cooking come alive, oh? Pepetera. For that tasty meal where you like, oh. Pepetera. I mean, you won't cook food to impress, oh. Pepetera. Hey, Pepetera, Pepetera.
Whether it's jollof or na stew, even for porridge or spaghetti, cook to impress with Pepetera.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Welcome back to the show. This is you Today Sports Live on your premium talk news and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM Erling Haaland with a chance there. But before that, Chelsea were knocking a bit and having some decent plays, but I mean, nothing did come out of it. And Rich James we say into a cul-de-sac or ran into a cul-de-sac and lost the ball, but Haaland just couldn't find Omar Mamouche up front. Well, the phone line is still open for you to call in and air your thoughts on everything we have been discussing. Michael Carrick has been given the job on a permanent basis at Manchester United, and Arne Slot and his Liverpool side 20 defeats, the most by any Liverpool manager in the 21st century. I mean, he only betters one man, or he has bested one man's loss record, and that's Rafa Benitez. Did it in 04-05 and 09-10, 19 defeats, but Slot has 20. It could be 21. Who knows? They still have Brentford to play on the final day of the season. 0810-9510-951 and 0701-933-9962. Now, Sonso, let me come over to you. Chelsea is playing Manchester City. Callum McFarlane is the man in charge. Maybe, who knows, he could win the FA Cup. Who knows? You just can't tell how these things tend to happen sometimes. Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League. Would you have thought something like that would have happened? But one man's name is being mentioned and looks like he's the front runner at this point in time to be the new head coach of Chelsea. And that's Xabi Alonso.
Whether they bring in the different amount of coaches, it won't change whatever they will be going through if they don't change whatever they're doing upstairs. And
it's part of the discussions he has been having with them.
They had, and for me, from the onset, Enzo Maresca was doing a fine job. I don't know what disagreements. Yes, they also talked about him speaking with Manchester City behind their backs as a factor for all of this. But he was doing a very good job. I felt like it ended abruptly. There was a time in the season. Could you believe there was a time in the season Chelsea were second, and there was talks about a title race, and it was just 2 minutes talk and it vanished away. But now look at where Chelsea are in the season. That loss to Nottingham Forest before they then went on to play out a draw against Liverpool. That was an all-time low. These players look like there is no energy whatsoever. I mean, look at how City are knocking them around. Chelsea in this game have less than 30% of possession. City are knocking them around. City are it's almost looking like a training session. So whatever they are doing in a coaching perspective, they've got to change a lot of things regarding player recruitment. Back there, Egbali mentioned something, that they were going to try to now balance up the team with a little bit of more of experience instead of youth. But my problem with Chelsea is that they don't sign what they need. You need a defender and you're signing Jorel Hato. That doesn't cut it.
That's why I was talking about moving a bit. You need a defender now, and you probably... And Manchester City... okay, it is offside. City had put the ball into the back of the net. Omar Mamouche squaring the ball into the path of Erling Braut Haaland, who just had to run onto it and tap it in. But yes, Mamouche is well offside there, and it's still goalless between Chelsea and Manchester City. But maybe this time, instead of going for a Jorel Hato, you go for an Alessandro Bastoni. He's talking about experience, right?
Sure,
that's it.
For me, you already have young defenders in the side. You already have Fofana, you have Colwill, and you got in Tosin for the experience part of things. But then, when you look at the squad, and how Chelsea have recruited matches their league position, whether we like it or not. They are recruiting like the likes of Sunderland, Bournemouth, Brighton. As per, you are getting young players to groom them for their value to be higher, right? That's exactly, it matches what they are doing. You're not buying stars. You're not spending the way City wants to spend. You're not spending the way a team like Arsenal know, okay, they need a striker, and who are they looking for? Yes, it might not have worked out, but bad as he bad in his first season, Gyökeres is in the top 5 scorers in the league. So still, they are looking for a striker. They went to get someone who has scored 100 and something goals in 2 calendar years. It's fine. You get what you want. Osimhen was available in the market. What's your problem with Osimhen? You're trying to fit him into a salary cap. Now, that brings me to the next thing. This thing that they are having with, and that's what is also, if you know, is low-key killing Liverpool. This thing with their salary options and whatever have you.
No, but definitely they get big salaries to Florian Wirtz, Alexander Isak, and all that stuff. So
beforehand, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. So now with Chelsea, Osimhen was available. you talked about the salary thing, him not fitting into good and fine. It has affected a lot of their business dealings. It has affected them it's almost affected their relationship with Enzo Fernandez, because the agent of Enzo Fernandez was saying they wanted a higher salary to reflect his quality in the squad. That was one of the problems he said that made contract talks stall with Enzo Fernandez. So this thing that they have with their salary cap and whatever, you want stars, you need to invest, you need to get more money. And they have it. But then you are willing to spend on younger players because you want to fit into a certain salary range. No, it does not work like that in football anymore. You want to sign. City broke the bank for Semenyo and Gay, and they're playing 2 finals. They're still deep in the title race. I know there's a commercial coming up, so I'd allow you go for that. And maybe when we come back, we'll discuss more on the Chelsea issue.
Yeah, definitely. We do have to go pay some bills. Thank you so much. But we will be discussing Chelsea still when we do come back. So, Today Sports Life, we'll be right back.
Waiting they create, party for mouth. Waiting they cause, they let you rejoice. Terra Cubes.
Terra Seasoning Cube turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, come cook with Terra Cubes. Come cook with Terra.
Mom's love is pure. It's so no she does. Mom's special jollof puts a smile on your face. Mom's yummy fries cheers you up. Mom's tasty stew nourishes the family. Golden Terra oil, tasty. Golden Terra oil, nourishing. Golden Terra oil, Golden Terra soya oil.
Golden Terra Oil helps mom pour her love in the tasty, nourishing meals she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil, pour pure love.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.
Yes, welcome back to the show. This is still Today Sports Live on your premium talk news and sports radio station, Today95.1 FM. And you're still listening to the voice of Henry Ogugo. I have Somto Isaac here with me. There's also Chika Singh here in the studio as well. And Victor is somewhere around the building. He will be back with us shortly. But we also have our eyes on the screen. Yes, the FA Cup final between Chelsea and Manchester City. Goalless still at this point in time. Kukureya just showed a yellow card for a foul on that looks to be Mateus Nunes, or is that Antoine Semenyo actually, for a foul on Antoine Semenyo, and Kukureya has gotten a yellow card for that one. 32 minutes on the clock and it's still goalless. And something we're talking about what next for Chelsea managerially.
Yeah, and speaking of the player who even went down on the top, I was talking about, some of Chelsea's ideologies, which I feel like even if you get this manager, get that man, they had changed from Potter to Pochettino to Maresca to Rosenio, now to McFarlane. It's not ideal for you to be switching over and over, and some of your ideologies remain stagnant. You could draw up a list of Mike Maignan should have been the goalkeeper for Chelsea this season, but hey, a certain belief that you don't have to spend a certain bit of amount because you're under. Listen, Chelsea won the Club World Cup. They are quite buoyant financially. I don't expect that in a team like this, you want to compete for honors. You are feeling like some players who want to join. Why do you think Semenyo, Liverpool missed out on Semenyo and Manchester United? City offered him more in terms of wages. Magui's wages, see, you don't want to even go into how much Gay is earning at City. So City know what they want, and they say, okay, listen, we want to prioritize getting these certain titles, competing for honors, pushing above our weight. We have to pay these players what they feel they earn. Now, it's one thing to say you want to pay a certain player and negotiate. It's one thing to now say, oh, this player wants to come and join you, and you're trying to price down his wage below what he feels he's supposed to be earning. You can drop a list of names of players. Now, I said, oh, you're looking for a top-class defender, the profile of a left-footed centre-back, ball-playing defender, and who did you settle for at the end of the transfer window? You settled for Jarrell Hato. Meanwhile, your rivals got in Piero Hincapié on a loan deal with an option to buy. Piero Hincapié, who is the captain of his national team, who also finished that season with Leverkusen undefeated. At least you are seeing at least good defensive cover. You wonder why other teams are scouting well. Is it Henry? You're telling me something about Mosquera in a proposed list that you saw Spain release. Mosquera could make that team. So you look at defenders that other teams are getting, and you decided to settle for someone who, in this case in point, you're looking for a player who would fit into a starting profile of the team. You're not getting Hato is coming to develop himself, which has been the mistake. Amongst other players, Romeo Lavia, Andre Santos, you go forward, you talk about Bino Gittins. You are selling Noni Madueke and you are replacing him with who? Bino Gittins. Alejandro Garnacho. Like Pedro Neto. João Pedro, you brought him in, he's been very good this season. Yes. But you are looking at star names. There is a certain Victor Osimhen. There are certain midfielders who were out there in the market who you could have signed, but because of let's function in this pattern, which is total. Which we're discussing about this thing with Liverpool. When you shift from what fans, the team, built their standards around, it will take. If it finally works out, it's going to take a bit of adaptation. Chelsea were known as a team, whether managerial or whether players or Abramovich says, okay, let's get this player. They will spend, they will get a world-class player, and they will compete. Chelsea are known, that is their identity. They are known for getting class players, class managers. If how much Abramovich is going to spend, he doesn't even entertain that discussion, as long as that person is coming to get him the results. So they've sort of deviated from their ideology. And like I said, the players that they get, the ideologies that they built, it matches their league position right now. So Xabi Alonso being the man to probably take over at Chelsea. Like I said, there are two good managers who are leaving their clubs in the Premier League. But from what we know historically in the Premier League,
it's Andoni Iraola
and Oliver Glasner.
Marco Silva could also be leaving.
Let's not even put Silva, because Silva had an opportunity, was at Everton.
But there were a lot of mitigating factors at Everton at that point.
Ancelotti came to Everton and we saw how they performed. So, I mean, you look at some of these things historically, because some of these mid-table managers were good with their teams, doesn't guarantee that they will be. We've seen Thomas Frank, we've seen Graham Potter. It doesn't
Frank,
mean
maybe you could cut him some slack also. See how bad that might be. Okay. They even got off to be worse after he left. But I mean, yeah, you're talking about managers available. You mentioned Iraola and Glasner. Now, do you think they should actually be looking at these names ahead of Xabi Alonso? Because
these are names that know how to work with the resources you provide them.
Because Victor was also talking about the fact Alonso faced Slot twice and didn't get a result. Yeah, he did almost an unbeaten season. He had to take our own Ademola Lookman and Atalanta in the Europa League final to actually stop him from actually going unbeaten for the whole season. But it didn't necessarily work out in Real Madrid. Some
I
say
think
no fault of his own. Yeah. Some want to say because of certain tussles within the dressing room. But I mean, even in Madrid, he was top of the table. At a point, they were sitting comfortably second on the Champions League phase standings. Then he had issues in the dressing room, and everything collapsed and all that stuff. They were still second in the Champions League, and they were still within touching distance of Barcelona. They were on top of Barcelona at that point in time, or just about a point or two behind Barcelona. Then he was sacked. So do you think that Madrid stint could have actually, in a way, soiled the man's reputation? And also, looking at all the factors and looking at the other managers available, do you think it's actually the right fit, or you would prefer any of these other managers?
For the Madrid story, first off, I think the Madrid job changes you. I don't think there's any job as difficult as Real Madrid. You've got to have a heart of stone, like
The politics too
Mourinho.
much.
It's like Mourinho came
I think
in-
Madrid and Barcelona have to be like,
Well,
and even Bayern,
do you
because
know-
you're literally not in control.
Do you understand? Do you know how many Madrid players are coming out now to say they don't even want Mourinho to come back? Because he went there and he didn't look at anybody's face. Like Iker Casillas posted on X that he doesn't have a problem with Mourinho, but he doesn't want him to come back. Do you know how many Mourinho went there and did not look at anybody's face? He knows I'm coming here, I want to be the devil. And he played, even he was the devil to Pep Guardiola. He came and he said, I'm not coming here to do fairy tale story. I'm coming here to be the devil. And I'm going to work together. Madrid were getting knocked out of champions. Mourinho single-handedly, it's fact, changed the mentality of Madrid.
Yeah, back-to-back
where they were.
semi-finals.
Yes.
And even if they didn't win
Even
it
in
on
the league.
Yeah.
He finally, so he single-handedly, so for me, the Madrid job changed him. He said, I'm coming here to be the devil. He already did that devil thing at Chelsea and all that. But in Madrid, it was a different game. That's not, I mean, the Mourinho of Madrid is not the same Mourinho you saw in Manchester United now. Come on. So, Madrid changes you. And what I'm about to say is, names like Julian Lopetegui, Santi Solari, some of these men have not been the same since they went. In fact, Ancelotti probably doesn't know how to function at any other club again apart from Madrid. So that's what that job does to you. So you've got to have, let me use the word cojones, balls. And Xabi Alonso tried. It seemed like it was working. But then, the Madrid thing again. So I don't want to even place a lot of the Madrid thing on his hands, yeah? I feel like, let him move out of that. It's a toxic zone. So, now coming to Chelsea. If Alonso was to come to Chelsea, you said something about Iraola and Glasner. Like I said, these are managers that fit into what you can provide them with. Glasner now could be a handful because he seems like the one who will still talk out. Yes, he will still speak out when you want to come and try to do mago with him. But Iraola seems like, okay, that one who will want to work. But like I said, statistically or historically, you look at all these mid-table managers and say, in the Premier League, it's one thing for you to be a mid-table manager and be successful. But when you're thrown into the deep end, they tend to struggle most times. So for Alonso, he now seems, yes, like that kind of man. I mean, the Leverkusen team that he led to the title, what was really, Florian Wirtz was the standout player there. But then, Victor Boniface, Grimaldo, Granit Xhaka, Frimpong, yeah. He still made Hinkapie too. He still made a lot of these. And what's that German guy's name?
Jonathan Tah.
Yeah,
Okay, Robert Andrich.
So,
yeah,
he still worked with all of these players to get them to the level that they were. So, the story of the day at Chelsea is you come and work with us, you work with what we are providing you. If you know a manager that can reach, that was what made Enrique say no, he's not going to Chelsea. He went to PSG again. He said he wasn't going to Chelsea when he discussed with Chelsea, and it seemed like they wanted to say, oh, no total control here, Nagelsmann, all of them. Pochettino was the only one that was like, okay, yes, fine, but still on steel. Once, when it seemed like it was neck deep, even the Chelsea players were surprised when Pochettino left the club. So Chelsea's story is you come, work with what we have, but still, like I said, these young guys you're trying to get will not get you so far. Even Arsenal tried it. They were getting the young guys and they missed out on top 4 qualification to Antonio Conte. What they did the following season, they went to get Gabi Jesus and Zinchenko from a title-winning City side because of the mentality perspective. So you need players who have that. And Chelsea, when it comes to mentality, they always get players who they know we're coming here to compete for titles. Chelsea are not coming to compete for Champions League qualification. That's not the mentality there. The ownership has changed it. So I pray they can change back to what Chelsea is known for the sake of their fans. Because even watching Chelsea these days, watching Liverpool these days, these clubs are deviating from what we know them as. Why do you think there will be competition in the league? Because these clubs are changing. There will be no competition. So Alonso, to me, I can't even say who I feel will be the perfect fit for Chelsea. Because he can go there and fumble, all because of some internal ways that the board are handling things. So if he's the man they've settled for, we know recently their judgment on coaches has not been the best. I mean, look at how do you look inwards and say you want to, in the middle of a season, bring in Liam Rosenio to come and take charge of the side. But still, anybody that they feel is fit to do the job, the coach just needs to understand that here is a different zone. You are working with what they need. For me, they need to give any coach a freedom to come and operate, because those people that are the owners, they are not the coach. You know they coach those guys to play ball. You can't be telling me you're coaching Bino Gittins and Garnacho. If you are the one coaching Bino Gittins and Garnacho, will you be successful? If you are the one coaching some of these players, will you be so they should put themselves in the manager's shoes. If he wants these players, you have the financial capability. Do it. Don't come and start forcing the coach to work like he's coaching Wrexham. I want him to deliver results like he's at Man City. It will not work out, please.
Okay, 0810-951-0951, 0810-951-0951. That is for the phone line, and it is open for you to call in and air your thoughts on everything we have been discussing. Michael Carrick and Manchester United on the slot, and Liverpool and also Chelsea. They are playing the FA Cup final against Manchester City at this point in time, still goalless. And Xabi Alonso, it looks like he is the front runner for the head coach or manager role over there at Stamford Bridge. And for the SMS and WhatsApp auto, the number is 0701 933 9962, 0701 933 9962. And as Hearts threw it away today, it looks like Orlando Pirates wants to do the same in South Africa. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just interested to see what happens. Sundowns has been winning for 10 plus years now, and finally somebody has a chance with 2 games in hand. Sundowns have played all their games of the season. Pirates, this is their 29th game against Durban City, and it's 82 minutes on the clock at the Pirates Stadium, and they are playing goalless. Pirates.
Okay, sorry, finish what you're saying.
No, go ahead.
Salah just released a statement, and you know what we were talking, like it's almost like Salah was even listening to us.
Yeah.
In the statement, he talked about, I want to see Liverpool go back to being the heavy metal attacking team that opponents fear. In this statement, like we're saying that has changed something.
He had an interview with Steven Gerrard. That was after the hamstring injury and all that stuff. Was it before the Manchester United game? And he said he was talking about standards being the same. And Slot was thrown that question, or the question was thrown to Slot during a press conference, and the man just went gongo and crazy, and like he just took it out on the reporter on Salah.
Yeah. I saw that.
So I know we're going back to Liverpool a bit. Do you think the players are actually turning on this man in a way?
See, Henry, I said it now. It's obvious. See, when I said the business of players come together to sack a coach, it's too easy. See, which team opened us up to that possibility? I think it was Chelsea. Chelsea started it. Man United continued it. Like, it's too easy for these players to just be there. Look at Madrid now. It's too easy for these players to say they don't want to play. And how I said this thing stems from, in Slot's case, once you start becoming clueless, let me to use that phrase, once you start becoming tactically inept, and they start observing that, what are you doing now? Like, he is supposed to be coaching us to something that is beneficial, and you're busy coaching us in a different way. They will start questioning your abilities. It happened with Rosenio. He came in and was Chelsea will fight, and this one, that one. Oga, Carabao Cup semi-final. The Chelsea players were so confused in the second leg. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we playing in this system? So he just continued on and on. He was sounding clueless in his press conferences. And you know why I love coaching? These coaches, if you watch their press conferences, you would even sense it. How they respond to questions. You will know all is not well. Rosenio was busy. I cannot forget the center incident. The ball in the middle of the pitch, and he said they wanted to pay respect to the ball. What is that? You're paying respect to the ball.
So you feel Slot is at that stage now?
Slot is at that stage.
So he could get sacked. Is that what you're thinking?
100%. Like I said it on the show yesterday. He said he's in a situation where he feels like even the conversation he's having with the board, they are backing him. But I said in English football, when they tell you, Amorim came out days before and said they are backing me, there's no problem.
Rosenio said he was being backed. Maresca said he was being backed.
In English football, that word, I am being backed by the board. My brother, you might get a white paper very soon, and what will start with the white paper is not we're backing, is that I hope this meets you well. Once you see the white paper that starts with, or mail that, hey, Slot, hope this meets you well, know that there is problem. Because what we are seeing here is almost the same thing that Salah repeated. These same words, Henry, you are seeing the statement. What I said about from doubters to believers, is that not what Salah wrote there?
Yes.
From doubters to believers. That's why I said
Yes.
it's almost like Salah was listening to us. Because like we said, there is something different. And it's not a function of, it's just overnight that the players clocked out. No. The man who is running things there is changing something. And that is not what Liverpool are known for. And Salah said it in this statement, that them coming to another defeat is not what the fans deserve. He wants to see this team go back to being the heavy metal attacking team. It means Slot has changed something. And yes, it's evident that Slot prefers more control than the heavy metal football. He wants control, he wants possession. He wants Liverpool to sort of, the counter-pressing thing that Klopp brought, he doesn't want all of that. It seems like in this second season, he just said, okay, in the first season, let me mix what Klopp has done, give some of these players a little bit more freedom. But then in this second season, he wants a bit more control. He said Champions League qualification is the bare minimum. That's why when we're off air and Benjamin was saying he wanted Slot sacked. And in my mind, I'm thinking, we were talking about if he gets Champions League football. That's what I told you guys. I made the phrase, let's look at how they qualified for the Champions League, as opposed to saying how they just got to the Champions League. Because you qualify for the Champions League, and like Man United, when let's just qualify for Champions League, in the group stage they finish last. You qualify for the Champions League and get knocked out. It's that simple. Because teams that are coming to the Champions League, they did not do well in their own leagues. The Champions League is the gathering of teams that have done well in their leagues. So you going there, don't think of how you just got there. Think of how the journey was. So seeing what Salah said, Champions League qualification should be the bare minimum now. You spent 400 million in the summer, you're defending champions. It's top 5. My brother, you have to qualify. It's nothing. They have to focus on more regarding an Slot. Don't focus on him qualifying for the Champions League. And I don't know why he's giving this amount of grace. Still, we talk about options. If there are better options, maybe they should look at it. Because for me, Champions League qualification is the bare minimum whatsoever. City don't look at Champions League qualification to rate any manager that is coming in for them. They're looking at trophies, and that's what you should look at, and that's what Salah is saying.
Okay, 0810-951-0951, 0810-951-0951. Full line is open for you to call in and give you your thoughts on everything we have discussed. Chelsea are still playing out a goalless draw with Manchester City. It's at halftime now in the FA Cup final. Manchester United naming Michael Carrick as a permanent manager of that side. Also, Slot and Liverpool. Salah has just released a statement. Do you think Slot will go or the man will stay? Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Osas, right?
This is Henry.
Henry, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Name and location, please.
Okay, my name is Innocent, calling from PH.
Okay, Innocent, please go ahead.
So, good afternoon.
My chief, I greet you.
Okay, talking about Michael Carrick having the job on full time now, it's a good one to me. I'm an Arsenal fan, I support Arsenal, and I'm being a man that always say, okay, let's give everybody a chance to see what they can do. Now, he came in and stabilized the team. Then Man U is doing well. But some people are saying because they are not functioning anyway apart from the Premier League, which is true. I don't see a team that will be playing once in 3 weeks, once in a month, that will not be doing well, comparing to a team that is playing every 2 days or 3 days. So now that they have the job, and luckily they have qualified for the Champions League, let's see how it goes. Let's see how he handles all those games. Let's see how he performs in the Champions League, come back and play on Wednesday or Tuesday, come back and play weekend, play the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and the rest of all the things. Then let's see how it goes. Let them back him up as well, so that we can really know if it's that quality. As for Chelsea, I don't know what they want to do. The other time they were playing Man City, they opened up, conceding goals back and front. Now they just realize that it is a cup final, that they need to win something so that they can go for Champions League or qualify for the Champions League or Europa League. They are playing 7-man defense. That is life for you. And if another team has played this 7-man defense now, they will be shouting, you are packing boss, you are this, you are that, you are that. But they are also doing the same thing. As for Liverpool, let's just give that coach a chance again. Let's see what he will do this time.
Okay.
Everybody just has a time. And no, we are not talking about Arsenal for now, right?
No Arsenal for now. No Arsenal.
Okay, we are not
you're all
discussing
good.
Arsenal.
You're all good. You're all
Since
good.
they are the Premier League champions, no need of talking about
No,
them.
they are not yet the Premier League champions, but you're all good for now. You're all good. Let's see what let's see what happens against Burnley on Monday. Then we'll know if we'll talk about you guys.
Burnley. Sometimes there knows that Arsenal is the Premier League champion. He doesn't want to say it.
Sometimes they're saying the Premier League champion.
No, definitely, my brother. See, just ready your champagne. We're ready to celebrate.
Okay.
I believe you now.
Okay.
So better we don't talk about the champions. So let's talk about this team.
Okay, no wahala. We'll still talk about you guys, even if you're champions or not. No wahala. Let the time just reach. Thank you so much for your call this afternoon. Innocent, do keep the calls coming in. 0810-9510-951. Chikasin, one man has announced, or his club has announced he is leaving. Robert Lewandowski. I don't even want to talk about. He's done a lot for Barcelona. Won back-to-back La Liga titles. I think he won a La Liga under Xavi as well. So he has 3 La Liga titles. Yeah. Didn't win the Champions League, sadly. And the man is leaving.
Achebi's fault.
Achebi. Yeah, but I won't say Achebi's fault. I won't say Eric Garcia's fault.
This is the guy's name, Gerard Martin. Everybody can feel him.
Because he lost the ball. But he's leaving. Let's leave what he has done aside. Maybe tomorrow we'll get to talk about that. The problem is now who replaces Lewandowski in that Barcelona team. We've seen a lot of names linked. Julian Alvarez, Alexander Sørloth, our own Victor Osimhen, Joao Pedro's name has even come into the fray. Who is the best fit to actually replace Robert Lewandowski in that Barcelona team?
Well, for me, I think they should go for Victor Osimhen.
Yeah, you say this because you're Nigerian.
No, it's not because I'm Nigeria. It's not because I'm Nigeria. Because Victor Osimhen has been on his peak for this season, like 2 seasons ago, for Galatasaray. He has been doing his best, clinching the titles for Turkish League twice, I think so. So he has done his best. So I think they should go for Victor Osimhen, but I don't think that man is ready to leave Galatasaray based on his stuff. But if maybe they can be able to pay the sum of 100 million euros. Yeah, we all know that money runs this business. So I think he will be going to Barcelona. But also Julian Alvarez from Atletico Madrid is also a good option. He has a good start this season for Atletico de Madrid, and also he has been in a very good position for this season. But let me just say in a 50-50 it should be something for either Julian Alvarez or Victor Osimhen, because Julian Alvarez has been on the league. He knows the rivalry teams. He knows how to play. He has play opposite teams. And Victor Osimhen just coming into the team from another league, it will be very, very much difficult to fit into the league. We saw what is happening. So I just think it should either be Julian Alvarez or Victor Osimhen. But I'll be proud if Victor Osimhen is in the Barcelona team.
Victor Osimhen, do you think he'll struggle in the La Liga? Victor Osimhen struggle in the La Liga. I know you want to talk about this, but let me just go to the SMS portal first. And this one says, good afternoon. Please. Okay, I can't recommend what you're asking me to recommend, please. And this one says, Barry, to me, Slot doesn't qualify Liverpool for the UCL. He should be sacked. If Slot doesn't qualify Liverpool for the UCL, he should be sacked, because he's the worst manager Liverpool have ever had. I hope that's what you meant to say. Look at the amount he spent on players. So please, the board should let him go. He is not giving us joy at all. That's from Barry, texting that one. Somto, you share the same sentiments. Victor Osimhen, Barcelona.
Yeah. When he,
or you are thinking of another
no,
name?
when I was not thinking Barcelona, I was thinking Real Madrid because if
Because there are talks Mourinho.
yeah,
If Mourinho
might
go,
want a
yeah.
striker because Mourinho playing Mbappe as a striker. I don't know Mourinho's plans, but he will discuss other players. But
Do you think he might let one of Vinicius and Mbappe go to actually free up space, because it just feels like they are liabilities for Real Madrid. Both
you
of
know,
them,
in this case,
having
now,
both of them on the pitch.
I honestly don't know who I'd pick. Because, like Osas and I discussed yesterday, there's a Vinicius faction, and sometimes it seems like Mbappe is man alone, but maybe some of the players still have an Mbappe faction. There's a French connection. The Vinicius faction is Bellingham, and Bellingham keeps posting Instagram stories where Mbappe is not in the pictures. And there was a viral video where he snubbed Mbappe in the last match they played. So you would say if Mourinho chooses one above the other, a certain part of the dressing room will feel. So that's why I said Madrid is a whole toxic.
So managers like Mourinho are not scared.
You're in Nigerian. Just factor that you're in Nigerian. So you've created that legacy. Move on. Lewandowski is leaving. That is a top tier striker. Who are Barcelona really looking at as replacements? Is Alvarez for starters. But are Atletico Madrid going to really allow Alvarez leave? Even Simeone said it with his mouth before the Arsenal game. He said Arsenal are interested in him. Barcelona and PSG are interested in him. But when he has said that with his mouth, Oga, bring 150 million or you leave. So do Barcelona have the financial weight for Julian Alvarez? I don't think they do. When you look at Osimhen, you might think they might be able to negotiate something with Galatasaray, but for the way Galatasaray signed Osimhen this season, or this previous season that they signed him, they sweat. So before they will sell him too,
you will sweat.
So now, which other strikers really in the world of football? I've also looked at Erling Haaland. To me, that factors if Guardiola leaves this season.
Yeah.
But apart from that,
Joao Pedro has been mentioned. Solot has been mentioned.
When you don't replace Lewandowski with strikers like that. Bayern told Lewandowski and replaced him with Harry Kane. Come on now. So even Lewandowski leaving Dortmund, Aubameyang replaced him. So I mean, Barca needs to search for quality. And
maybe it's because of the lack of depth of world-class strikers at this point in time.
You can put in that. Maybe Lautaro Martinez now it's time for him to switch. You can never tell, but he's the captain of Inter. I don't think he leaves anytime soon.
That man loves Inter so much.
So he loves the way he loves Inter. I never see. So there's not really a lot that comes to mind apart from Osimhen and Alvarez. But why I like the transfer market, there are surprises. So you don't know what's really going to happen. So let's see what unfolds. Lewandowski leaving is due time, and I'm glad that a player of his caliber is very smart. Leave the football before he leaves you, and now he's signing out on 3 titles in 4 years. That's very good.
Osas, Lewandowski, who would you like to see replace that man at the Camp Nou? Out of all the names we've been mentioning, Osimhen, Solot, Wanko, Alvarez.
In as much as I'm a Nigerian, I want to say Victor Osimhen, but I think I'll prefer an Alvarez replacing the man Robert Lewandowski back there at Barcelona, because Barca sometimes isn't tailored to play to Victor Osimhen's pattern. You know, that's one man up front, hustle for the ball here and there.
Benjamin, let me come over to you now on the slot. I mean, off the mic, like Somso did note, you talked about the fact, can this man be sacked now? I mean, is there even a chance he gets sacked? Because
insurance, as you said, away from home. That is something that Remo Stars have not really been able to do when it comes to winning matches. Winning those matches away from home has been the stumbling block for them. So Remo Stars, I still feel that they might be relegated, but you don't want to look at it that way. Why? Because they are the defending, not defending champions again.
They won't defend. They are still the defending champions until someone else wins the league.
They are the current champions. I won't say defending champions. They did no such thing as defending anything this season.
Okay, the current champions, if you want to say so.
I would just say the current champions of the Nigeria Premier Football League. A very poor run, a very poor defense, you would say. But all in all, we'll be crowning new champions that day. Then you also have to look at Enyimba.
Enyimba plays at home against El Kanemi Warriors.
Play at home against El Kanemi Warriors.
And El Kanemi Warriors that are safe. Not really safe. They're also fighting for their life. So it's a relegation fight.
Yeah, it's a relegation fight as well too. They've got 47 points as well too. So we've got from 16th almost all the way to 11th, if you want to say possible, or maybe 12th, battling or fighting for a spot
to avoid
just
relegation.
Survive, just to survive the Nigeria Premier Football League. Warrior Wolves and Niger Tornadoes too could also still escape that relegation. By the time Wiki years they're out of it, so it's everything to fight for in the league. Plateau United joining them. I don't think I see Plateau United joining as well. Among all the teams that you see are battling for relegation, the only ones that look to at least be serious during this last few days are, I think, Kun Khalifat and Remo Stars. I think those are the only ones that look to be serious in this final match day, but everything could all change during that final match day.
Okay.
I don't think there's going to be any alliance between a home and away. If you want it, go and get it.
Okay.
That's how it should be for any of the team. If you want it,
go and get it. All right.
Grind out the results.
All right. Ovie Wallace has stated it that that last match day, we wouldn't be seeing that home effect in that particular one. So we would most likely see away teams go all the way away from home to get all 3 points just to survive. What do you think for the Nigerian Premier Football League the last match day? It's going to be coming up on Sunday, the 24th of May. Do you think that we will be seeing things that we've never seen before in the Nigerian Premier Football League? Do you think that the relegation teams who have an away match could go all the way and fight it all out to survive by getting all 3 points? Who do you think joins Wiki Tourist and Bayelsa United on relegation into relegation after the match day 38 encounter? It's also going to be a top of the table fight. And Benjamin, that top of the table fight, Rangers all the way to Lagos against Ikorodu City, Rivers United against Katsina United. Is it just going to play the way you expect it to be played, or do you think that we're going to see surprises for that top of the table fight at the end of the season?
I don't believe there's going to be any surprises. It's going to play out the way it usually play out in the MPFL. Well, let's look at the Rangers Ikorodu City game first. Rangers, they've been on form. They want to win the MPFL title. It's no brainer that they want to win. 3 seasons ago, they actually won that under their coach. That's
same coach, Fidelis Lechuku.
That's Fidelis Lechuku there. And he's one of the assistant coaches of the Super Eagles under Eric Sekochel. And Ikorodu City last season narrowly lost out on the title. Narrowly lost out to Abia Warriors for the continental slot. That's talking about the CAF Confederations Cup. Yeah, before Abakaliki and what's it called now? So had to struggle out, to get that final slots because of the President Federations Cup. So this season, they are still in contention for that CAF Confederations Cup slot. And it's so unfortunate that Rangers at this point in time would be going to play them at the Mobalaji Johnson Arena there in Lagos, Oniko. Yeah, and looking at the Ikorodu City team, they've been very solid. Very solid. Last time they scored 78 goals. It shows that they can score goals, they can defend. And what's his name now? Their winger, Shola, I think. Is it Shola also? He's actually on I think one goal shy of what's his name now? And the highest goal scorer there in the MPFL.
Godwin Obaje?
Yes, it shows that the team is solid, in all directions. So I feel that Rangers would have it will have a very difficult game, knowing that if, let's say, Ikorodu City were just playing, they are safe and they're not fighting for the continental slot, then we'll look at it as maybe they'll have an easy game. Not really an easy game, but easy.
I think that man you're looking for in Ikorodu City is Joseph Arumala.
Yes,
he's on 13
Joseph
goals.
Arumala.
One goal shy of the leading goal scorer or the runner for the Golden Boot race. Yes, Godwin Obaje there with 14 goals.
Yeah, Shola was the one that left last season. So I just feel that Rangers would have a difficult game, and Rivers United too will have a difficult game. Yeah, as much as what's it called now? They are playing at home. It's going to be difficult, but see, the both sides will be nervous going into that game because you know that if you make any mistake, you're out of it.
All right.
Yeah, so I feel that the both games will be very difficult, but Rivers United have got the upper hands because they're actually playing at home. So it's, in as much as it's going to be difficult, they would have to, have the home advantage. The crowd will be there to cheer them
All
up,
right.
and every other thing in their favor. But for Rangers, it's going to be difficult. See,
All right.
Rivers United were not in the title race last week until they scored that winning goal against Wiki. That's what brought them. So they will take that as a motivation
Coming
to
into the final match day.
go into the final match day, knowing
All right.
that if we can get a win, even if it's 1-0, the job needs to be done.
Okay.
Especially in the home front, it has to be done.
All
But
right.
for Rangers, we're looking at it, we're playing a tough side, but we can actually do it.
We've seen Rangers go
we've
out
gone
away from
away,
home to
we've
beat
gone away
teams
to
this
actually
season.
beat teams. Why can't we do it against? They say if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. So Ikorodu City is one of the best teams. Why can't we go there? We could go there and then beat them.
All
But I
right.
feel that Rangers, it's going to be a difficult game. But at the end of the day, Ikorodu City will have to be winning that one.
Okay, Ikorodu City winning the game against Rangers International. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll throw open the phone line right now to take your reactions. We've talked about the President's Federations Cup after the back and forth when it has to do with scheduling. The regular league season is almost done and dusted. For the NNL is done and dusted. For the MPFL, just one more match day. And here we are getting into the round of 64 and the round of 32 for the President's Federations Cup for the men and the women respectively. And complaints have come through about the poor nature of the scheduling. A finger has been pointed at Miss David Ruth, being the NFF competitions director or director of competitions, and some have called for her resignation. You can share your thoughts with us on that particular one, and what are you expecting from the President's Federations Cup? You could also share your thoughts with us for the last match day of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Yes, it's match day 38. So much to play for. Rivers United right there in it. And we also have Rangers International. There's also the relegation battle right there. You can share your thoughts with us right now as the phone line is officially open. 0810 951 0951. 0810 951 0951. That's the phone line to call to talk to us right here in the studio. You can also make use of the SMS and the WhatsApp portal. It is doubled at 0701 933 9962. That is 0701 933 9962. Tell us, what do you see happening on the final match day? Good evening to you. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome.
I'm Celewest.
Celewest, welcome to the show.
Please, from 45, who is on 45 points? Is it Yimba?
Eyimba is on 46 points. Let me quickly.
I know I'm talking of who has 45 points.
45 points. Remo Stars are on 45 points. We've got.
And they are going away.
No, Remo Stars 46 points. They are going away to Bendel Insurance, and we've got Niger Tornadoes on 45 points. For Eyimba, they're on 46 points.
Okay, Niger Tornadoes is going away also.
Niger Tornadoes, yeah, they are playing at home against Shooting Stars, and you know Shooting Stars want to.
Remo Star will go down.
Oh, Remo Stars will go down. Okay.
Yeah, because Eyimba they draw, they cannot lose there.
Okay.
And Niger Tornadoes, they are very good in picking away points, or sometimes at home they will get draw. So I see Remo Star going down. They cannot beat Bendel Insurance at Benedia. So I see them going down.
Okay.
For the for the league, for the FA Cup or Presidential Cup you're talking about, please don't blame that head of operation in the NFF.
Okay.
Blame the chairman and the secretary, because if the head of the operation says, "Look, this Federation Cup is coming on, how do we do?" They will tell him, "Calm down." And when your boss say calm down, when the blame comes, it goes to him. Shouldn't go to the organizing director of organization or whatever they call
Director
him
of competition.
It's not his fault. Yeah, I think it's a lady.
Yes, it's a lady, Miss Ruth David.
It's not her fault. It's not her fault.
Okay.
Please pass the blame to the NFL chairman and the secretary. Not them.
All right. Thank you so much, Asele West, for that one there. He says, pass the blame to Dr. Mohamed Salusi, being the General Secretary and the President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusso, on that particular one. Good evening to you. Welcome to the show.
Well done, sir.
Welcome. Name, location.
My name is Thank God.
Thank God. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Mm.
I'm enjoying your program. You are doing a very good job.
Thank you so much. Thank God.
Yes. And I just want to compliment you guys. Well done.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let's say I've lost the FA Cup.
It's quite clear. That one is still. Is it done and dusted?
No.
Not okay. Still on, but they're losing by 1-0.
Okay. You are trying.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We are happy. We are doing you good and making you happy. Good evening to you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome, Kaplo Barry.
I greet the guys in the house.
We greet you too.
Yeah. About our Nigeria football. We don't know everything we want to talk.
All right.
We will change the people where they run our football.
We
don't know either we will go church, go pray.
All right.
Or we'll go mosque, go pray. Or we'll go babalawo. We will change them. Yes. Because you just say we just did the for radio, they talk. We sit down for studio, they talk. You just say when you pour water for foul body, you just on top of feather, you just throw away, run for ground. You see what they just see us say, this one, then just they talk. When they talk, I finish. When they like, then we'll stop. Because for over years, we they talk about one thing, and the thing not the change. Look at today, then they play FA Cup final for Chelsea. Then in Nigeria, we never even start. So let's up. I'm not sure either they don't get teams and wait them pair together. Because I don't follow now on time based on where I go. So I don't follow now on time. I don't know either when I don't read that.
I have. I've read the pairing already. Round of 64 for the men.
Even as that. By now, maybe people for say you don't reach like quarter final or semi. But see when we start. After now, then we say make we rush. Say they want to go submit them for CAF. Then when we go to the CAF, to carry all our shame, go to Africa, say now we get the same pass. This thing where this our people where they run our football, they do us for this country. They pay me. FA Cup now they say now president FA Cup. Which money we president they use to fund that this particular tournament where they play. If they like tournament where president they sponsor. Why we then just keep us for this country? They use us they play like small chicken. This thing they pay me. And then come to our Nigeria league. Say then give that, then suspend the
referee. The game between Enugu Rangers and Bendel Insurance.
As then suspender. Waiting happened to the match that day.
The result is already there.
Bendel Insurance don't lose.
Yes.
They don't carry 3 points give Enugu Rangers. Is that how they used to run it? If you're suspending the referee, Kukuma share the point into 2, or maybe something like that. So now, okay, if better insurance now go relegation now based on that match where they do, where they're not supposed to do. So who then they deceive for this country? Who then they deceive? I don't blame them because they get chance. Because they get Oga where they tell them say you go there, you go here, you go here. Now be the only thing. Brother, man no man. Now they keep Nigeria as a day like this, both from the people who did for government and for football. We go just sit down every day to talk. Nothing they change. Me, I not go outside, go watch Nigeria football again. I they always the talker because I be one person when I like to go sit and go watch ball. But from when I see the way then they run things for this Nigeria, I decide say for now I not go because now my money I dey use my last card when I go use shop go watch ball.
All right.
Because waiting, I know say when I reach out, I know say my brother if I tell them say I don't get, then go give me the one when I go use shop. But when I come to see waiting happen, I say no need to waste my time to go because it's not good. It's not good. It's very very bad for us. So when they ready, we will not say they don't ready, but for now, I know say they never ready.
All right.
And I blame on the way on a day into sport journalists because now on the way then they give headache. Me, I go only talk. I go my house and sleep. But it pain me. I tell you true. Then for the Chelsea match and then Man City, I thank God Chelsea don't lose. I see where they will take Yabasin and say then they better pass in this season. Even though those ones then they crawl for grand.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Kabulu Barry, for your thoughts right there. You can keep the calls coming in 0810-951-0951. It's official. Manchester City are the 2025-2026 Emirates FA Cup winners as they have defeated Chelsea by 1-0. On our screens, we are seeing the setup for the awards as well as presentations of the trophies and medals right there. And the likes of Ellen Haaland, the likes of Omar Mamouche, the likes of John Stones, we have Matheus Nunes, Savinho, each and every one of them, including Kusanov, as well as Nico O'Reilly, all celebrating right there at the center of the pitch as they await the presentation of medals and trophy right there for Manchester City. Yeah, they've got a double this season. I don't know if they can make it a treble, but the fight and journey continues. It's 2 more match days to the end of the season. But this is Pep Guardiola, and this is what he knows how to do best. When you think that he's done and dusted, he will definitely come up with surprises. And this is Manchester City telling you that they are a team to be beaten anytime, any day. Yeah, you can place your money on them and they will not disappoint you. But it's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for us to move ahead and look at what's happening with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. All right, talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Super Eagles head coach Eric Chell has reportedly expressed concerns about the quality of football in the Nigerian Premier Football League following a scouting mission across the country. The Super Eagles coach toured several venues to monitor domestic players ahead of the Unity Cup in London, where Nigeria will compete alongside Zimbabwe, Jamaica, and India. According to reports, Eric Chell was underwhelmed by the level of play in several matches he observed and believes many players still require significant technical and tactical development before they can compete at an international level. So that definitely brings a dim light on the Nigerian Premier Football League players that will be selected for the Unity Cup. By the way, Ivory Coast have become the very first team to put forward their their final list for the FIFA 2026 World Cup. Key exclusions from that list, like the likes of Wilfred Zaha and Sebastian Heller. And we've got a list that also has new inclusions, like Inter Milan's Ange Wan-Boni, who switched nationality from France to Ivory Coast. So we've got that list. We gave it to the listeners yesterday. I won't just run through it again, but I've got the list right here. But for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, we are expecting them to also follow suit and drop their own list. Yes, Ivory Coast has dropped the... You know, go wait first. Okay. Now they should drop their list for the Unity Cup. Yes. Oh God. The Super Eagles would definitely drop a list.
Shame suppose they catch some people. People are dropping lists for World Cup players. List of players for World Cup.
Super Eagles go drop.
Every time we talk about the Unity Cup, also think about what Eric Chell talked about concerning the state of the league. See, I'm not surprised. See, our league is the sorry state. Truth be told, we have some things you can paint. Yeah, we are Nigerians. We have tell it the way it is. The league is not good in terms of the players, the quality, not just the players, the quality in terms of players, but in terms of first officiating, be better, but in terms of the infrastructure, bad, and the kind of coaches we've got in the league is a problem. We could call some coaches veteran in the MPL and all that. Some of them have gone out of the MPL as coach. It shows that it takes a lot to actually leave the MPL. This is a comfort zone, right? So if you keep staying in your comfort zone, when you're doing the wrong thing, you're doing the right thing. Last week we heard about the coach of Abia was suspended, and we hear that why he was suspended was the fact that he has refused to change personnel and playing pattern. That was why he was actually suspended, because they wanted the hierarchy, wanted the change of pattern, change of personalities. I feel that when you hire a coach, let the coach do his job. If he fails, you sack him. It's not when you start pushing players to coach, try to change this, change your pattern and all that. This was the same pattern you saw when you had him. And last season, he used this same pattern and qualified for the Confederations Cup. So why are you coming right now to actually tell him to start changing percent of the players? So I think that the Eric Chelio is spot on, or was spot on, when he talked about the quality of the league, and the quality of the league is very poor. It's very, very poor. We start doing a lot. See, I used to make reference to the Wafu, the Chan. You could see countries, small countries, beating you. See, whatever result the Chan Eagles get is a reflection of how bad or how good that is. Nice. And we saw that in the last Chan tournament. Remo Stars won the league, right? And chunk of the Chan players were from Remo Stars. What was the performance? Come to the it shows that our league is in a bad shape. And the earlier we start working on it, very soon we become one of the worst league in Africa if we don't get things right. All right. So we need to start putting together before we get down the pecking order.
All right, so that's for the Nigerian Premier Football League. We're still looking at the Super Eagles of Nigeria as the Super Eagles head coach Erichel is expected to officially drop his squad list for the 2026 Unity Cup either in the next 48 hours. But to this new week, we'll definitely see his squad list. In as much as we look at the Unity Cup, not being something big to talk about, but we will definitely be eyes there because we're going to be seeing some new players, expected players for the Unity Cup. Erichel has spent some recent periods during the week going from one sector to the other to scout domestic players, and we've got around 11 home-based players that have already submitted a passport for UK visas, meaning he's already having about 11 MPFL players coming there. The likes of Abayomi Junior of Shooting Stars, he tops that list, and I want him on top of that list because I've seen clips of this young man. His creation is explicitly impressive in the Nigerian Premier Football. He's just decent number 10. Very number 10. He like usual MPFL players. Yes, he play like usual technically gifted. Talking about Abayomi Junior, he's nicknamed Bajo, and before you see someone nicknamed Bajo in the Nigerian Premier Football League, you should know that he knows how to kick the ball. We also have the likes of Bajo, current highest scorer in the Nigerian Premier Football League. He also made that list from Enugu Rangers, and we've got a couple of players that could also. We also need players from the diaspora. Around 11 foreign players could also catch up with that list and get themselves into it. We are seeing the headline there with for the name Femi Aziz of Millwall. We also have IK's Young Canada of Johanna, Veda Bremen, Felix Agu will also be part of that one. So these are some of the players I want to see on that. But we hope to see the likes of Benjamin Frederick also. He was part of the squad in the last Unity Cup and want to see him come back. It's been a while we haven't seen Benjamin Frederick. He should be getting close to anything to Deva FC right there in the Jubilee League, in the Belgian Pro League right there. So he should be coming in and want to see a lot from Benjamin Frederick. The man that took the Super Eagles by storm. At some point he kept the captain of the side being on the bench and showed real grit coming into the Super Eagles of Nigeria. This time he's got a lot to come to the likes of Chicken Nino, the likes of Emmanuel Fernandez. I still believe that Benjamin Frederick could hold his own even against these young players that would come in at this point. So ladies and gentlemen, let's be seeing the phone lines also. Let's give you a time to talk also on the show. What are your expectations from that list? We hear that about 11 home-based players could make that list. Headlined by the man himself, Abayomi Junior, call him AKA Bajo. Headline that one. So what are your expectations from this? You could let us know. As the phone line. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome.
My name is Mr.
All right, Mr. Lucky, welcome. Go on.
I'm calling for the person.
Go on.
I want to talk about the Nigerian.
All right, go on.
What will happen to the top line? You know, on the last day, let's get the fight back to the why have to as a technical for me, what will happen to me?
That's something in there. Not for all, actually. Yes. All right.
And my belief is that my will take this because I get the rain that will happen to the
right.
And with that, I want to go to the
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts. Thank you for the call. 0810-951-0951. Good evening. Welcome to today's spotlight.
Yeah, at the penalty, you know, if you like a win, so let me talk about it.
Right. Yes, he's in number 10. What's your
okay, is he going to bet into 5 then?
Let's give him a chance first in the unit. So they announced that.
If you go to National League, 5 sessional, I'm telling you, is not the sessional, the best they are there. Nobody will come there. Nobody will be there. You know, that's how you can continue
hello. All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts there. I didn't need to welcome to today's spotlight.
For you, I think we get the funding staff for now.
No, for now.
So, as you get, now you probably will be different. I don't want to look at you. I never for anything. I didn't look at the middle because I remember was that guy when he was already that guy was some very brilliant guy, which is a Marco chat. I will be yes, because when I did that guy, I didn't know that I don't blame because it's the main day. We got the offer for catch up before the finish. We don't know. We play for the for next season. We think we can put it for here. Because when I have like and so the way this is what I can say 90% we make like a day. We don't want next season we like play the play and play of them but we still fight for this. I don't believe I can wait for it. And then the play that for what say. So honestly we make a habit in the street like whatever that matter for one message or the body for that they not doing but now we can connect it here next season. And this now because not going thank you.
Thanks so much for your thoughts right there. You keep calling 0810-951-0951. We're still talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Expected list coming from Rachel for the Unity Cup. How do you see that list? What do you expect from that list? It's supposed to be a blend of domestic players as well as players who haven't had caps for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. For the players who haven't had caps, the likes of Aziz, Saloka Yohana could headline that particular one. And for the domestic players, likes of Abayomi Junior, who headline there, you have Oliver also from that particular one. We would also want to see likes of Benjamin Frederick return back to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Many people we have missed his defensive prowess in the central defense position there for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But moving away from the Super Eagles of Nigeria, let's look at age grade teams as over the weeks we've had that there is a ring of changes going on in the under 17, the under-20s. He's also expected for the under-23 when he has to do the side of things. And for the under-17, it's now a complete setup. Yes, the head coach was announced earlier on, and that is Ebobishe Uwajemomere. He's the head coach of the Golden Eagles, being the under-17, and he has been his assistant coach as well as the goalkeeper coach. And for the assistant coach 1, it's Olumide Joseph Ajibale. Yes, and for assistant coach 2, it's Mohamed Kali Achala. And for the goalkeeper trainer, it's Abdullahi Isa. Now, head coach, he has been part of the youth football system in Nigeria, and he currently works with Sporting Lagos Academy. He's also certified to lead the under-17 boys, that is the Golden Eagles. That's talking about the head coach of the side, Ebobishe Uwajemomere. That's for him. And his first assistant, being coach Olumide Joseph Ajibale, he is the first assistant coach behind Beyond Limits project. So we are sure that Beyond will grow at this point. Because now we've got the first assistant coach be a man coming from Beyond Limits, and over the years we'll see the exploits of Beyond Limits, and he will also have access to so much coming from that particular point of view. And the second assistant coach being Mohamed Ali Achala, he is not really popular, but he's also older. He has got experience under his belt. He has been an assistant to Mankaba in the previous under-17 setup. For goalkeeper trainer, he is an experienced and well-articulated goalkeeper trainer and has his hands on the youth setup. In fact, he's also part of the Sporting Lagos setup. He's goalkeeper trainer for Sporting Lagos. So you can see he's a team put together for the young guys, and definitely I won't say the NFF don't like they've been doing so many wrong things, but this particular one, I want to give them the nods, I want to give them the thumbs up because they've actually done right here. Setting up a team that knows young players, that knows about youth football is what we need for the Golden Eagles to call them the Nigeria's under-17 male team. And for the Flying Eagles also, they got Ilya appointed head coach being Abdul Mikaba. They also picked coaches Otega or Deniro as the first assistant, Abdullahi Bifo as the second assistant, and Usman Mohammed as the goalkeeper trainer. They will work with him doing a new Flying Eagles squad that will make Nigeria proud. For Mikaba, he previously worked as assistant coach of two-time FIFA World Cup silver medalist Flying Eagles. And also, he managed several of Nigeria's leading clubs, including the likes of Aqua United. And on Thursday, he was able to pick his those that will be working with him on this particular journey. So the under 20 in September would be in for the WAFUD Championship. Yes, the July, yes, the WAFUD Championship will take part in that particular. So the journey has already started for Abdul Mikaba, and also the journey would be on and running for the under-17 setup right there. And guys, we're seeing this come through right now, and we're seeing for the first time the Nigerian Football Federation has gone right when it has to do with picking the right kind of coaches for the age grade teams. I'm expecting a ring of fresh air, or a breath of fresh air with Nigeria's under-17 as well as Nigeria's under-20.
Well, definitely. Last week I said we need to have the coach of the limiting in that squad, and it's been done. These are coaches have been playing or have been used to having kids around them, young guys around them, and when I look at it and say we have 30 women as under-17. These are coaches that have been, I don't know how to start these young players, I don't know what to expect from these young players, and they've been coaching these young players. So for me, I think it's a good one. We are definitely going to see. I want to see the growth, from the age group getting to Super on 17 years on 2023, and then we're that Ebenezer Hart is out of the training squad. Yes, I see 16 now. I see where they want him to actually go through that age group. Yes, so I feel that it's something that for me, it's a good one in terms of growth. So you don't get to skip the stairs. It's good sometimes to skip stairs, especially when you see Europe. I think no calls for alarm. I'm sure that they know what they're doing. And we have people to run this. It's just that we have the right people to run this. If you can get the right people at the right places, it's easy. Things will happen. So now that the NFF have done well in terms of the age group appointments, I feel that they should be they had a little bit of appointing their assistants. So I feel that they should be able to run their affairs on 17, 28 weeks and all that. So for your 23, dream team, to get coaches, we had coaches in line, something Sasia, and what's the other one? So I feel that the future of Super Eagles are in safe hands. Yes. All right, the future of Nigerian Super Eagles are in safe hands due to the corrective maintenance that has been brought forward by the Nigerian Football Federation in picking the right legs to think that the Nigerians on 17 Golden Eagles as well as the Nigerians on 17 Flying Eagles to greatness, because they will definitely reflect on how the Super Eagles will be for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, you can share your thoughts on this particular one, 0810-951-0951. What you're expecting from Nigeria's age grade competitions or age grade teams going into competitions as due to the appointments of some hands that we can consider as the right hands right now, and we could say has gone right. Getting these guys who have ample and very, very good knowledge about Nigeria's youth system. So coming into the under-20 and the under-20. So share 0810-951-0951. Welcome. So that's the next one. So the people of the Eagles have some Hello. Oh, so it's well to call in and air your thoughts again or come on board. You were saying about Nigeria's ecosystem system and selections coming from the Nigerian Football Federation. Do you think that this is the right selection, and what do you think that this will bring to Nigerian 17 as well as Nigeria's under-20 going forward into some of the tournaments that will be taking part in going ahead for Young 17 in July? It's going to be WAFUD B to come through, and for Young 17, I think that's going to be also they'll have their own fair share on the continental tournament. So let's get your thoughts as we go through 0810-951-0951. That's the number to call us right here in the studio, guys. By the way, I'm seeing videos coming in from Scotland as Alton has now won the Scottish Premiership with Celtic, and he's already talking right there. He's saying a lot right there. He's saying he's going to let go of this trophy. So you're the big one for the I thought we need trophies. Omonian had Francis Zohor winner over the weekend. We can see Victor over the weekend also winning. The guys in Porto, the final for selection for to win the Turkish Super Kupasi. Yeah, it's called the Turkish Kupasi. That's called Zaydou Sanusi for Porto. I think he was also there with I think there too. Then at the same time Murphy. Yeah, he's in Porto. Yeah, let me suppose both of them did win that. But let's see this call. Come in. Welcome to the West. Hello. Anybody else? Hello, Celeste. Alright, nothing there. Again, so you can do well to still call in and your thoughts. So congratulations to Kelechi Iheanacho. He's done really, really well for himself back from the days when he was in the English Premier League, Manchester City, Leicester City, and you can see him right now in the lots of dollars for Kelechi Iheanacho. But you can see him still waxing strong right there in the Scottish Premiership. You think how do you take first? Hello. Okay, welcome. Yeah, very true. All right, thank you so much, Celeste, for that one there. So let's say that the good things your policies are not well stated. It's something that could be fallout for them right here in the age competitions right here, all the age teams right here in Nigeria. But that's what we're saying. So celebrations already coming for players, so Kelechi Iheanacho leads them all to use the Scottish called the Scottish Premiership, and it's a way back, the door open for him back into the space of Nigeria. Well, it's not open for him, but I feel that Kelechi Iheanacho with all his potentials and I was called his talents when he was with youth themselves of 17. I feel that he should have been playing in Scotland at this point in time, but what have you is, he did call it out that said yeah, and then had to move, look at the organized on Celtic. So I feel it's good for him to develop his confidence and possibly argue from Super Eagles. But we hear some of the youth concept, but again, I feel that he should continue to do what he's doing, and hopefully we get Richard is making some kind of for me. I think Iheanacho has all the pleasure that he's got. I feel in Scotland at some time. His name will him.
All right, playing Scotland is the difficult Iheanacho, but who says that you can't come to the Super Eagles of Nigeria even playing from Scotland? Depending on what you plus like there. Officially, Zimbabwe and India have released their 28-man squad for the Unity Cup, and we're expecting that the Super Eagles will also release their own in the coming days as well. So it's going to be no matter how you look at it, it's competition and it's something that the Super Eagles get to defend. We'll definitely celebrate this particular one. So you can call us 810-951-0951. That's the number to call us right here in the studio. Still right from the beginning of the show. Down also this period, we talked much about the President's Federation Cup. We also talked about the Nigerian Premier Football League as on the 24th of this month. That's Sunday after day one coming up tomorrow. We'll be seeing everything settled in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Who wins the league? It's going to be always going to be called that in Rangers. The Rangers travels to take on Ikorodu City. I believe right now. Rangers United retains Arsenal United right here at the Dokia Mr. Stadium. So we get to win the league for you. You can check it for us. And the relegation is already heated up right there and we'll be settled on the 24th. Who goes down to join by Arsenal United and Williams down the relegation or come through the relegation waters to the Nigerian National League. You can also check it for us on that one. And we'll talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. What to expect for the Unity Cup. I just said that we have India and Zimbabwe release a very strong and formidable side, and we'll be expecting the Super Eagles to release theirs 28 man in the coming days. Good evening to you. Welcome to the show. Hello, welcome. Last season, yes. Alright, thank you so much everybody for there. He feels West United have gone with trophy of beating West United against the Nigerian National League. We've got this one coming from the WhatsApp platform. It's coming from Enes from Moody. He says, please tell me about the Unity Cup. Please, I beg you. I have to tell you, it's a competition that is super important. Welcome to the show. Yes, sir, welcome. It's a friendly tournament. It's a friendly tournament just to promote unity in football. Around the world, we have various continents, yes. If we go for the World Cup, we go for the World Cup, let's go for the Unity Cup. Alright. Thank you so much for your thoughts there. You can call in 0810-951-0951. Yes, and we hear that former Super Eagles assistant coach Fataya Folorisho Amu says the man's best is yet to come in Atletico Madrid jersey. That's what the man said. And the man's still contribution this season for the Original Boss. I'm going to double his tally for Atalanta in the first half of the season. And you could say we are leading to a brighter 2026-2027 season for Anuel Lukman. Let me come to you with your words on this particular one. Now we're seeing so many Nigerian players celebrate winning trophies, but Lukman actually didn't celebrate winning trophies. He got to the Super Eagles of Europe. When it comes to the topmost of European competitions, he could be standing head over heels ahead of any other player in the Super Eagles of Europe. About one domestic leagues. Where do you rate him? Where do you place him? We're seeing Don Schwab saying here that his best is yet to come. So I'm going to be seeing a blast from Anuel Lukman next season for Atletico Madrid. Atletico have been back on the big team and Spanish. They're going to be going for 20. I think Gullit got to go back this season. He got the goal, the first for the Madrid after the one down. That's also they got the goal for the man. They took him off and I was wondering why they did that goal. They're just able to get straight to the semi-final of the FA Cup, the UEFA Champions League, but not by Arsenal and by goals not been in second leg. So lots to play for when it comes to Madrid. It's very bright future ball. I'm just looking at this kind of style that Atletico Madrid plays. We've seen Arsenal. We've seen in match like this. And Marcon is tracking back to defend. He's tracking back to try and win balls from giving to and bring them out. It's not something like Jeremy McKee in Atalanta or when he was in Everton or when he was Fulham and the rest playing as Atalanta. It's not something like this. So this thing has changed his mindset. I look at good on the ball. On the back side of it, he's doing fantastic. Man scored a penalty for them in the last match. In the last match, they won 1-2. So he did extremely well when it comes to being a great signing for them. This is coming up in scoring goals, goals, assists, in the situations and all. I don't know if I'll see that to scoring for Atletico Madrid. And maybe for the other players, maybe Super Cup is fine. I don't know for the It's a very long competition. Plus, the Real Madrid will be next season. So they all that to try and get stuff. Later, the most important if you look at the season, and on the pass out of the Champions League and Copa del Rey. That's going to be actually. And next season is going to be also change that. Starting Miles, who are going to get to the team. This man has been here since his son was like 4, and now his son is starting line. So he's at the backbone of the team, and he's going to be there at the end of the season. He's going to be at the end of the season. After missing out the last final in the last 2 years, and the final participated in the Copa del Rey final. So change needs to be brought to that score for them to win a title. I don't think that in Europe, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think in the Spanish League. I don't think they're in the past. We are still one of the different brands, and any more moves will be for them to steal it. We see a point difference between both teams and second and first. So it's going to be hard to top this to Spanish Giants. Because these are just 4 teams. So there's the chance that you can get that, but most of them is middle in the season in the Spanish League. Right for domestic trophy, a big one. It's still just 4 teams. Right now, I put the quad at front of people. You need to start them down. So only the quad and swap up. I can see possibly win next season. Maybe most of us. Right? Which is definitely going to be right now. Just like Madrid. So Barcelona would be a factor. Right. Okay, we got this. What's the message coming from Max? He's still expecting United to play in Super Eagles. Does he want Scottish or Scotland League? You put serious at all? Let us know. Right there. I also want to say that Nigeria will still be playing NS from Moody. NS is not in the Brazil's original squad for the 2022 World Cup. How is it? We're talking about but he's still part of that team. Why can't if he puts up performance that could break him into the Super Eagles squad? Why would he join the Super Eagles squad? Why we still talking about Super Eagles players? Super Eagles striker Aquadams has now 10 La Liga goals for Serie A this season, joining an exclusive list of Christopher O'Hare, Ikenche, and Lee George, who are the only Nigerians to hit double figures in a single season in La Liga. Let me give you on this particular one. We expected that it looked like he was going to go on relegation with Sevilla, but I was pretty sure that even if he had gone on relegation with Sevilla, if Sevilla team come knocking because Aquadams has played number this season already. But what we're seeing, he could escape relegation. What ahead? What's his stock for Aquadams? 10 goals already in La Liga. At some point, he was able to manage starting role. But with all these expectations, that he could come in starting role going in from next season.
I think Aquadams had a pretty good season so far. We can talk about stats. I think he put up the start. He did a lot. He made us to be like his performance was very impressive at the
And also for Sevilla, he has been number one standing man for me. That's the been seen there so far. Even as they are struggling for the relegation team, he's still trying to stay there, so always be there at his spotlight. But I think he is still relegation this season, and maybe they're just like they're there for the league next season. I think he's going to do a great one, and I believe he'll be one of the most outstanding strikers that we have at the European out there. And I also think like if his performance is more good next season, big things will come up for him. So Squad is very easy to go. In the Spanish La Liga for Sevilla. We've got this one coming from the SMS platform. It says good evening guys in the studio for the FA guys. They are just there for their own interest. Share it. Which is they are poor with no vision and they got time from the thank you so much for your message. Your message coming in 0701-933-992. That's number to drop the reaction to. What it has to do with SMS and WhatsApp double support platforms. And for the phone line is 0810-951-0951. That is 0810-951-0951. We're trying to look at some of the Nigerian players. We're exploring how good they've been in various leagues, various teams or club sides this season. I think the season is about to end for most of the leagues right there in Europe. And Nigerian players have been putting in the numbers, they've been putting in the shifts, they've been coming out with laurels as well. And one man who has also done the same thing in the league is Super Eagles goalkeeper Mark Okoye. He has been nominated for the EA Sports Serie A Player of the Month for May, following his outstanding match-winning performance for Udinese. And we're saying the more this one continues to perform well, the more we're forgetting Stanley Wabali. And it looks like Stanley Wabali is now in for history. No, well, for Stanley Wabali, they say that you guys forget what he's done easily. For Stanley Wabali, Manchester United on the foot pressure. You don't need to do anything contract, so you don't have a from table. So I feel that the good thing is right now, Super Eagles don't have any competition. What's surprising about World Cup. So that should be great. At this point, they always do it. Fan club, and then keep playing and get to fitness, keep playing. But I feel like the club in a long time for because especially the performance of Okoye and Atoko, in rest up, the way in the championship. So I just believe that Man City more and what's in the man of Okoye. Francis Francis of Fonza is very difficult to understand. It's right now one of the number. Again, what he needs to do is just if he needs second agent, right? Second agent and get a new agent as well. As good. Two things are because of the next week. So maybe he's going to be on that side and the other clubs. We had the proposed move to Simba. So I feel that it's not money more. Yeah, he loves pay, but he needs that. The club wants to get you for higher wages. You must trust it. You want to take time to come back to full fitness. I feel that when you do the club, that you should be this 1 year contract before that 1 year runs out. You have time to be honest. Because Stanley Wabali, he let that to pick up. You might go and have a contract on these days. Very soon, Manchester United. All right, so Mark Okoye will be a player of the month right here in Italian Serie A for the month of May. Called the Sports Player of the month for the month of May in the Italian Serie A for his exploits with Udinese. Does this cast a dark shadow over Stanley Wabali? Stanley Wabali is being fizzled off from the minds of the lawyers of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. What could happen to Stanley Wabali if all these good performances continue to rely on Okoye and even the right man that is Arthur Okonkwo right there? You can still share your thoughts on any of this topic talking about the Nigerian players, Super Eagles player in the various leagues and how well they have done. One man who didn't really do well after the season is Cristiano Suchi, left on loan from Getafe to Salzburg back that's for Crystal Palace, but wasn't able to cut it and he had returned to Getafe. But this time, Real Betis are willing to offer 15 million euros to sign Cristiano Suchi from Getafe this summer after Crystal Palace went to take their permanent transfer clause following his loan spell at the Salzburg. He completed Suchi will become the fifth Nigerian player for Betis, following George Victor and Sonny as well as Nosa Idiebo. So now, looking at Cristiano, it's definitely clear that Real Betis will be the better team compared to Getafe. Real Betis are going to be next season. So definitely next season. So if Cristiano goes to Real Betis, would be like the best in disguise for him. We thought that he would have been able to keep his stay at Crystal Palace, but he would be required number of games required for him to have activated that permanent stay. Crystal Palace permanent stay. That's the reason why he's able to do that. But we go back to Getafe and now move down to Real Betis. Real Betis is obviously going to be a better alternative to Crystal Palace. Better alternative, and he knows the Spanish Getafe tried when he was in Getafe. He tried in and also Milan, and he got his score. Just like it already worked out for him in Crystal Palace, and it's something that really Nigeria wanted to see how he was performed right there in the instrument. But it's decided to work with Crystal Palace, they will flip and all with Milan doesn't work with Crystal Palace and Palace now. But Getafe worked well. Real Betis doesn't work. I don't think Betis will be good for and what he did in the Champions League, the Champions League, good experience, a better chance to market value as well. As I will say, every player playing in the Champions League is time for you to shine. When you play for the world, it's time for you to shine and get yourself a better deal. But it's to go through the steps step by step, take every step one at a time, and from there you can ride on. Too bad he didn't play well. He didn't Crystal Palace. Yeah, he's still a form to survive. I don't think Mario Sochi wants to go on. He cannot do much to show for yourself. Actually, go better than Real Betis, and I've seen him. He will next be number 10 that now he's going to take over from Palace. He will be under. He hasn't been able to show the Real Betis will give him the opportunity. All right, Real Betis giving him the opportunity. Hopefully, maybe Getafe and Crystal Palace did not give him. But what's something a few X right now? I'm seeing a picture of Rio Ngomoha repping Nigeria's iconic 1996 Dream Team retro jersey, and I am not jumping on my seat. I was jumping on my seat. That's again Rio Ngomoha. So you don't please in action maybe so man has been like he's Nigerian and he's Nigerian so let me have on the 2021 actually them young so I can get it final man let us get perfect now. All right, so that's for Rio Ngomoha. He just said him joining the 1996 Dream Team retro jersey. That's the year's iconic 1996 Dream Team retro jersey. That indicates that he understands that his roots is with Nigeria and the possibility that he play because of Nigeria. Later on, what happens and the circumstances surrounding all of these and having played. But we're looking at the rounding things up right here on today's Sport Live on the Premium News Talk Sports Radio 95.1 FM. We're looking at the Nigerian players and all the talks surrounding them right there in Europe. And another Rio, this time not Rio Ngomoha, is Rio Finland, the former Manchester United defender. He believes Super Eagles will not shut the door on an opportunity to join Manchester United. Before we talk about that, let's get to the phone line to take this reaction. Welcome to the evening.
Yes,
welcome. Name occasion.
Yes, David.
David from Paris. Go on, please.
Yes, I'm not the one I just wanted to quite contraction. I don't like it when the side broke without understanding. That's about 1.something million debt. Don't say 1.something million debt. I think 1.5 that's million here. And some two clubs, the most expensive football. I know that debt is because of the they can't do. They can't do spend. The highest salary cap in La Liga. It's faster. It's faster. I don't know if they don't really just even stories on me talking about it's faster to see for 160 million. What for 160 million? I think what broke. It's just 60 million. That's just finished. So Barca is not broke. There's a story this now. To connect everything that was on that. Anything that broke, anything that broke, bankruptcy. Anything that broke, bankruptcy. We'll see. Something believe me. I'm not the person. I have facts. Right. Barca is not broke. Right. Right, I think someone before right there. Yeah, what else? Trying to say that Barca is actually broke. Yeah, not broke. The way things are done in Spain, even teams broke. I think the French league side did that, and out of Montpellier. What do you do stages? Imagine the concept. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the call before we go wrap on the show. As we've been here with you from 1 p.m. down up until this point. It's 6 time for the news updates. I talked about your friend saying that this man will not close the door coming to Manchester United. When you mention Manchester, there is Manchester. This guy will front Manchester. If would that be a side move going to Manchester United? It should be. Alright, because we had in the screen from Manchester. So yes, so everything that he could everything about these players in that and departments how we saw it injury coming and
then who gets to start? So I feel that because women could have that competition. So it's not bad for me. If any of these top European clubs gets to
All right, so Simon, his future definitely is one that will be discussed heavily most likely as we get close to the opening of the summer transfer window. Lots of clubs will definitely be rolling on the floor, rolling around for his services, rolling around for his services. And one thing on Today95.1fm or call like people say as that continues to unfold. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we put on the show this beautiful evening. It's been fun, amazing doing this with you from 1 p.m. down to this point, and just a minute to 6 when news updates will come your way. We already have Rona right in the studio to do the business of giving you opinion coming from the side of the news update. Ladies and gentlemen, remember we'll be here tomorrow with you from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the marathon edition of the Sunday's fashion of the Sports Live. And same thank you guys in the studio that did this with me. There was always here, Justin, also here as well spending. Nina, thank you also to you all there for joining us from various parts. My name is Ruben Starting. Now this one I'm saying stay blessed, not stay safe, not from what Today, 95.1 Today, 95. Nigeria or around the world, we've got online, doing out news and advice analysis.